Hello, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. You have tuned into the most popular Goodman Games DCC show, DCC The Pretenders, um, where we pretend to be the most popular show. We have a special guest tonight, someone who is very well known to everyone here, but not visually necessarily. I think this might be is this a first, Alana?
It is not.
Yeah,
So
we haven't I was about to use a
Ooh,
term I
ooh,
shouldn't
ooh,
use.
ooh.
We have not we're not breaking you in on the playing on somebody else's stream thing.
no, I
Okay.
do host the Saturday night at the Sidebars with Crazy Uncle Brendan sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But this is the first appearance that I've made during a live play. So
Nice. Well, we get that honor at least. And so yeah, I'm Clay Lifeward. I'll be your judge for tonight as per usual. Don't cry. And I guess we'll go around. Maybe Anel, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Anel. I'll get my hand where you can see it. Hi, I'm Anel. And
Who are you
I
playing?
am playing. I'm playing Lucia. I don't know how to say her name yet. I'm still
You made
figuring
it
out who
up.
she is. I know.
I'm kidding.
That's how good I am at playing
That's
this
fine.
game.
And Rockshul, how about you?
I'm Rockshul, or you can call me Rocky, and I play Hydra.
And if you're new to
Empath.
this, this is a science fantasy kind of spin-off where the PCs are members of an advanced far future human imperium who comes across a medieval technology level world and is initially set there to scout it for the Imperium to figure out where it came from and why its people are at this technology level that don't seem to have any knowledge of advanced technology. And then things went haywire. So what you usually do at the beginning of the show would be to just kind of do a quick recap of where we left off and kind of hit the ground running at that point. Um, I can fill in the blanks, but if Rocky, would you want to try to give the rundown, the basic rundown?
Yeah, where we are being chased by an unseen enemy that was tracking us by the guy that we captured, and he had a jammer because we've been having trouble communicating with our scout ship. And then in somewhere along that line, we heard that it was getting attacked, and then we no longer heard anything. And in the meantime, we're being led by this very large mutant that we met, that we freed, and
Like a
he
giant man bear mutant, right?
yes, yes, and he seemed to be going a different direction from where our beacon that we were headed towards on the mountain was, but um, we figured that it was safer to follow someone that was a local, you know, who also wants to become safe and escape the pursuers who would have just put him in chains again.
Yeah, and I'll add that just for clarification too, that so one of the thing that drew you to this planet to begin with, being on a like an expeditionary survey team, was a colonial emergency beacon uh that's possibly 40,000 years old, from the kind of prehistory of your own Imperium, coming from this planet that's uncharted. Uh, and it seemed to be coming from this mountain that more than likely is a disguised colony seed ship that had landed here during the Great Exodus from Earth so many years ago. So, in trying to figure out if anybody is around from that, you are slowly making your way through this like almost like haunted woods, which kind of is the entry point to get to the base of the mountain. when all this stuff went bad, when apparently someone else on this planet with high, or someone else, some other else, pardon me, some other else's, where's my brain tonight? Other people also with similar technology to yours seem to almost be perhaps expecting you, and not only are coming after you as a group in the woods, but apparently attacked, or maybe it's not them, but it seems like it's probably them who attacked your ship, because when you were able to communicate, somebody had been jamming your signal. You thought it was just the woods at first, and then you realized the guy you captured from that team trying to get to you had a signal jammer, right? And you said you busted it up, and that allowed you to communicate back with your ship, which warned you to, I don't know if I can't remember if they told you to stay away or what they told you, or if you remember what they told you, but they basically said we're under attack. Oh crap.
Yeah,
And then the signal.
probably stay away, but it was kind of self-fulfilling when it sounded like they got blown up.
Mm-hmm.
But also
Oh, good.
the to note was that the guy we captured, it was being held by our damaged android, and the damaged android is being held by the giant.
The giant sloth bear man mutant. So it's like a chain of people holding people. And you guys did not try to question this person yet, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, just double checking. I could not remember. So I believe where we left it was you guys were able to evade the whoever else was kind of closing in your position when you fought this guy that you captured. You were able to get out of there before they were able to put eyes on you. But it seems that in your flight, for whatever reason, they are still able to somewhat close on your position. Like they're not, like, as you guys are running away from them, they seem to be heading in your same direction, and possibly gaining on you. You came to a point in the woods where, as you were saying earlier, I think you were saying, or maybe we were talking pre-show, you guys had asked this bear creature to take you, because it seems to be intelligent and understand what you're saying. It just so happens that the native language, the primary native language on this planet seems to be very derivative of your own. Anyway, you get to a point where, right where we left off last time, where you were generally heading in a direction that served for both, towards safety, also generally towards the mountain where the beacon is, the cedar ship. But you're about at the point now where the road's about to diverge, and you have to make a decision. And whether or not we did this last time, we can just bring it back just so we can reactivate that point. Whether or not you want to go the direction that the bear thing naturally wants to go, which is not towards the mountain any longer. It was kind of more to the east. Or if you want to try to redirect it towards the continuance of that part of your mission. So that's kind of where we are. And then also, so do you remember, this is, my God, when we play every week, I won't be like, do you remember all the time? Even though I wrote it down. Do you remember if is the guy conscious,
Yes.
the captive?
Was he?
Yes, because
Okay.
he because we didn't knock him out, but he was being held by his neck, shoulder, whatever, really firmly by the android. And but
Neck, shoulder,
when
knees, and
we
toes.
found out the jammer and we smashed it, he said it's too late, or something to those lines, and that's probably why they're still homing in, because probably his armor or something now that's smashed. The jammer smashed, or his wristband or whatever it was that he pushed the panic button.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did have you saw him activate so you did see him activate something?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you guys also shattered that as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, copy that. So yeah, so picking back up, and we'll just, and basically way we'll track time for this portion of it, when we're out of combat, but the time means something, is I'm just going to be ticking off every time everybody makes one declaration, that'll be like one basically, round, or and then after, which will, then I will tick in how much whatever your pursuers do at that point. So at this point, you guys can all kind of chime in on like, so there seems to be like, when you realize you're at this kind of like minor clearing in the woods, it's a very dense woods, as you know. It's the light barely breaks through. You don't even know what time of day it is still. But it's kind of clear from where you had eyes before on the mountain, and the way you're headed, it's very obvious that like you could go one of two directions. One will take you closer to the mountain, and one will take you away from it. Neither, though, towards your enemy. Just two different versions of away. And you see that the bear kind of stops as you guys look kind of reticent, and but you can see its natural inclination is towards to go to the right, which is away from the mountain. But it seems open to to descent of ideas there. Does anybody want to try to either egg it on to go what it was doing, or to try to talk to it in some way? Oh, also, yeah, I should say this. Let's actually do this real fast. As I won't even count this toward the time. This has happened just prior to play. So earlier, the character, what's your character's name? Elena, remind me, Thorn. So when you had originally found that hole in the ground, there was a hole in the ground that was discovered earlier where you were able to hide for a while. It was underneath a felled tree. Danill found that hole, went ahead of you guys towards it, and then when you guys went after him, he was just suddenly gone. You have not seen him since. He just disappeared. You assumed possibly captured. But just as you're hitting kind of this clearing, you see someone ahead kind of stumble out into it a little dazed, and you quickly realize it's him. And Daniel, Alana, you had heard, you don't know what happened to you. You had suddenly, you were at that hole in the ground, and now you're then like, it's almost like you just woke up. You were on the ground not far from here. You heard running and shouting. You recognize the voices as your friends, and you managed to kind of like intercept them at this clearing. So now you're back with them.
I guess I'm gonna like am I coming out of like the trees into this clearing, I assume?
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Yeah, so like I'm basically just gonna pass through, like scratching my way past these trees. I'm kind of in a daze. I'm not sure where I am. I just know the sound. So fellas, what's happened? Where are we heading? Weren't we going the other way to the mountain?
Well, also, I don't know if you would even have. I don't think you would ever have seen this big bear creature either. So it's probably, yes.
Sorry, I muted myself on the stream. I'm just going to ignore that fact. I'm not gonna. That's cool. Don't know what that is. Why are we going this way with that?
Oh, one quick question too. Sorry, get my bearings. So, correct me if I'm wrong. I know. Your little weird little mushroom men friends in the hole stayed back down there. The stone mushroom guys, the Aubrey and his wife. But did I feel like I remember that you guys managed to get the mission sub commander out of that hole, who had been with you, the only other person that's not you besides the robot that's still around, whose name I'm blanking, but I wrote it down.
Yeah, gave him one of Lucia's stems.
Durand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Durand's with you now, right?
Yes, I always forget because he doesn't really do much.
No, he was knocked out for a lot of the. He got knocked around a lot. And so
The
he
red shirt.
a good. He's the first. He's just a fancy red shirt. Yeah. But yeah. So
Useless.
I just double checked to make sure he was with you. I want to account for him. But yeah. So you can hear cutting through the woods back the direction you came, getting closer. You're not sure how far away they are, but it's not going to be not far enough away. So your precious little time to decide what you want to do next. You also, I'll notice. I'll put in one other little quick detail. There's the one thing that you can tell is from the direction where the mountain is. You can hear roiling, running water, like a rushing water. Like you're not far from a water source in the same direction as the mountain.
Is that the direction that the bear wants to go, or is
No,
that
it's the other one.
or the direction towards the mountain?
Right,
So
correct.
to the left.
To the left, yeah. The water is the direction the mountain seems to be in, not the natural direction that the bear wants to go. But the bear is polite enough to stop and he's just kind of like anxiously looking at you guys, trying to figure out what to do.
We can talk to the bear.
Yeah, it seems.
Where are you taking us? Can it answer questions?
I believe you guys actually did hear it form some words very poorly before, correct? Did that happen yet? Because I guess it just did now.
Yeah, very
I feel like it, because basically what it had been doing up to this point was either Rocky or James had asked it. I can't remember which one of y'all had asked it to take it to where it thought was safe. So that's where it was taken.
Yeah, I asked the goddess.
But
right.
But so what are you asking you? Sorry.
I said, where are you taking us? But if he asked him, if
it kind of
you asked the bear to take us somewhere safe, I would know. I would know at least that.
Because it kind of looks to the right and this is home, but then looks kind of anxiously to the left too, towards the sound of the water and towards the mountain.
I point left and I ask if that way is safe.
It goes, not safe, but is wanted.
So you don't want us taking our captive to your home, I take it, because we've been followed?
It shakes its head and says, no, father, and kind of points to my father. Many years past, others just like you took there, and points towards the mountain.
Oh boy.
And says, they must to go there, as you must to go there? Question, like as a question. Question mark.
I mean, that was the plan. I'm gonna look at everybody.
Little time.
I think we should go up the mountain, to be honest.
Well, to let you know, Danill, sounds like the ship was blown up and we don't necessarily have directives anymore.
To be fair, you don't know if it was blown up or you didn't hear anything that would have necessarily. I mean, it could have been. Yeah, absolutely.
The ship is under attack.
It was under attack, and it sounded like if they were inside this ship, it got infiltrated because it sounded like either the mic was ripped away from somebody. It's kind of what it sounded like. Like the mic got ripped away from somebody, basically.
I think we should prepare to hunker down. I don't think we're going to have support for a while. We
Everyone
need to be prepared.
everyone roll a quick let's do everyone roll an intelligence roll roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier to it. And if anyone got above a 12, let me know. And if anybody needs help with their dice, let me know too. Whoops, whoa.
Nope.
Not
I
me.
got a 9.
I got an 8.
Mm.
Oh no. Also, but it is the beginning of a new game. I will just I'm not suggesting this now, just reminding you now that everybody
got
has
Jay.
one fleeting luck.
Yeah.
One for each party.
It's not going to get me there.
Yeah.
You
do have one other party member. Who should roll?
The bear seemed to be in the middle of a thought when suddenly it just stops it speaking and looks back the way you came with like a degree of shock.
Uh-oh.
Hear that? You didn't hear it. Run. Way. Which he kind of looks both ways. Run. And he's looking both ways. Pick.
I guess we'll go to the right. Yeah, let's go to the right.
Away from the mountain?
Away from the mountain.
Yes.
Okay.
Home.
All right. So yeah, you guys start going off that direction. He takes off faster than he did before. Is everybody gonna just kind of follow as fast as they can go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So let's do just to track who goes when. Let's just do standard initiative for right now. We're not in a combat right now, but it's about to be of the so basically this is just, I'm gonna write down the order. You guys have it. We'll keep the fancy initiative when it really matters. But so just roll your d20 and add your initiative modifier to it, which is typically just going to be for 0 level characters, it should just be your agility modifier. And
I think I'm gonna have to put my one set that I was playing with on timeout because I rolled
really being bad.
I rolled a 5.
Well,
I got 9.
Anybody? Since there's so few of you, I'll just ask what everybody got. So did anybody get above 15 or a 10?
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness! All right, so what did you guys?
New year, new us.
So Alana, you got a 5. You said.
I got a 5.
Is that correct? And then
5.
you got a 9 there for an L.
I got 6.
And Rocky
We're
got a
doing
6.
I show up
great.
and I just ruin all of our rolls.
Yeah, that's all right. It's okay though. Actually, I have to roll now. Hopefully,
Get
I'll
the
roll
bad
for-
ones
Yeah,
out
I'm
now.
I'm switching out dice too.
Yeah, I was
There's
using these
Oh,
lot of
nice
garbage.
cool ones.
mine's much better than yours. I mean,
No,
no.
they're
Oh,
rubber
great,
ducks.
good.
Okay, and then one more. Okay, that's more like it. No, I mean I was rolling bad. No, one of them was as bad as yours. Actually, yeah, one of them was. Okay. So, as you guys take off to the right, with the bear in the lead action, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the bear one ahead of you and one ahead of your fastest person in initiative, just so it makes sense that you would, yeah. Moments after you start dashing to the right, you suddenly become aware of whatever sound the bear is referring to, because you hear what sounds like, at first you think it's the enemy just rapidly closing on you, and then you realize that doesn't sound like the enemy. That sounds like 4-legged creatures in panic, in flight, and out of the woods burst almost like in a number of what you think are deer or look like deer, or what this world's equivalency there of is at least 4 or 5 of them, but it's hard. You're not really, you're not stopping to take it in, but they just kind of burst out of like they're running from something. And they're like directly in your, they're gonna trample right over you, basically overtake you. Also, you notice that in the rear of the deer herd, of which there's at least 5 or 6. There are 2 in the back that are literally on fire.
Oh no.
Well, that's not good.
Mm-mm.
And they definitely have a very kind of you smell this kind of cordite like smell that's very that you have a deep association with, being the scorch smell left behind by a las ray. So it seems that they may have been possibly set on fire by weapons similar to your own. But they are trampling towards you. So
Run!
what y'all have to do is all right. So
cover?
basically, the first rank is gonna kind of overtake you. So basically, everyone should do a reflex save. And let me know if you get. I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's not gonna be that hard. You only have to do better than an 11 on your reflex save.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yep.
Let me know if anything did not get an 11 or does not want to then modify it to become an 11. Did everybody make it?
I made it. I don't know what I add to it, but I made it.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you make it, that's all we. It would just, there's a thing that says REF on your character sheet, I believe, and I think it should just be for you. It should just be the equivalent of your agility modifier. But yeah. So basically, the first 2 of the deer, which as they narrowly miss you, overtaking you and darting off in random directions once they pass you, you notice that they are kind of earth-like deer, except they are all kind of covered in like worms and slime, kind of similar to some of the stuff you saw on the trees before. And I would say that what was the roll? Did anybody roll really low on there, or like just barely get the 11?
14.
14. What's the next? Anybody lower than a 14?
17.
What's that?
She got
17. So I would
17.
say, Rocky, you would have noticed that as it was one of them kind of cuts past you, being the closest to it, that it seems like it had underneath its skin, maybe it was just a trick of how fast it was going, a trick of the eye, even though with all the worms and crap on the outside, it looked like it had like tree bark sticking out from under its skin too, like it's like been assimilated by the trees somehow. But they dart off. That first rank darts off safely, and you safely avoid them, and the next round the other ones are going to probably be upon you like pretty much immediately. But so Anel, you're up next. You've got, there's at least 4 more of these things, including 2 on fire on your heels, which you'll have an attempt to try to avoid next round, or you could definitely do something to try to mitigate that now too during your turn. They're kind of running in a direct path, so you could,
I mean, I guess I might as well try to impede their movement. Is that possible?
Sure.
Just
I mean, there are
like
lots of different ways you can try.
use my potency to just like throw like this like
In wild terror,
force on him.
they seem to be in wild terror of the fire that has
Mm-hmm.
scorched them. But yeah, you could try to
Oh,
your,
I see.
or
I
you could
don't know that I have. Uh,
use your last scepter if you wanted to.
oh, I can. Oh, yeah, I guess I could. I could just shoot that then. Sure.
Try to kind of are you trying to actually injure them or just try to divert them or
Just
dissuade them?
divert. Yeah, just get them away from us.
I guess you can make an example of the one closest to you.
Or maybe, I mean, I don't know if it's
You want to fire anywhere specific?
just like at the ground ahead of the one closest, like barreling closest.
Gotcha.
Not like at its body, but kind of just, whoa.
So I'm not gonna make you roll to hit the ground, but I do wanna. Are you trying to get relatively close to it to try
Yeah.
to? So go ahead and roll
Yeah,
to
you
see.
know, like when you pew 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 at
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
feet.
Dance.
Yes, exactly like that, but to
Roll
alien
to
gear.
hit, and this is more to see if you accidentally shoot it. So
Okay.
this, you know, it's not hard to hit this, but if you roll really bad, you might accidentally hit the.
I rolled a 14.
You're fine. You get exactly what you wanted. You kind
Okay.
of blast around, and oh hey, guess what? We were talking about this in the chat the other day. Morale. I'll do a morale check to see if it diverts its course. Um,
Mm.
yeah. So basically, it kind of comes to a screeching. It tries to go to a screeching halt, and the rear rank kind of crashes into it, and they all kind of come
Wow.
down on the ground like hard. Um, and I would say, and now give me a reflex save again as they kind of like this kind of ball of
19.
yeah, you're easily sidestep the ball of rolling.
Animals.
Your ball.
The others don't. Nobody else needs to make that same save. By the way, you guys are good. So basically, only one of them is not tangled up in that mass right now. That one is so now it's Rocky, it's your turn. That one's still kind of like it's starting to dart off to the left now. It looks like it's going to avoid you naturally. It was diverted by the laser blast, but you can still either just keep running or do something else.
Like as long as it doesn't slow me down, I guess I could maybe dodge or something like because they're faster than us. So as soon as they
They're it seems like what Anel did is not it diverted them from your direct path now. So they're starting to run the one that's up still is kind of diverting to the right towards the mountain. I mean the left, sorry. Not the way you're going on purpose, but you can still, I always want to give you the opportunity if you wanted to still do something.
Nope.
Just just keep running, let it go.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So and Alana, did you want to do anything other than just running at this point? Cool. As you guys are booking it, you hear now you can actually hear the weird kind of thwomp thwomp noise that comes from some las scepters. So that means the enemy is closed somewhat. They're still, behind you the way you thought they were coming from. And you hear more animal shrieks. They're basically upsetting the entire fauna of the forest. And so you guys just keep running and you're following Big Bear Guy. Okay, let me check real fast. I got your initiative here. What am I looking for? Okay, I got it. So you guys run for a little bit longer, more than a few rounds. You're able to kind of keep you're able to keep your your lead on these guys. No other animals have popped out immediately yet. But so let's get your let's get your running order just so I can know who's in the front and who's in the back. I would say I'm guessing that it's probably, tell me if I'm wrong. Was it Rocky? Are you in the front, then Alana, then Anel in the back since you fired at the guy?
Yep.
Does that sound right to everybody? And then also, actually, in the very back is probably oh no, that's right. The bear is holding Constance and the other guy still. And then probably in the very back with Anel is gonna be what's his nuts?
Father. The father.
What's the guy's name?
We just know him as
Jay's
the
name.
father.
The father, Durand.
Father Mark.
Durand.
Oh, you mean
Oh,
Durand. Yeah. You mean useless red shirt?
Oh yeah. To heck with him.
Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna do about that. Okay, I'm sorry.
Man, I wish I just pushed him into those deer.
No,
Oh,
I
we
messed
should
up.
have.
I realized what I meant to say earlier, just to kind of help with the absence in the chaos. Well, let's just say in the chaos, just we're not having to track people who aren't here. In the chaos of running from the enemy as they closed in, you guys kind of got separated, and you're not exactly sure where the father or Durand is. I mean, you still have Constance with you, but the father and Durand, their whereabouts are. Hopefully, they know the direction you were going. So hopefully they'll catch up with you. But as of now, they seem to have split off into the woods just far enough to be, possibly from the animal attack or the stampede, but you don't have eyes on them right now. But yes, you do still have Constance and obviously the bear, because he's carrying Constance, and the soldier who's your captive, who's being bounced around pretty hard and is barely clinging to consciousness, if even so. It's hard to tell. Anyway, so yeah, you're still running. So yeah, so we're saying that Rocky, Alana, Noah, and Elle, right? The bear in the front of them.
Bear with me.
Bear. So Rocky, you see a large gleaming, you see light scatter and glint off of a large metal form directly in front of the bear. You seem to see it even a moment before it does, as it was looking back towards you guys. It manages to look back just in time and comes to a screeching halt as basically the ground explodes in a gout of dirt directly in front of it, missing him, but like the ground just explodes, like some sort of projectile just blew up in front of him, again not hurting him. Everyone kind of naturally, I'm not gonna, you would naturally kind of come to a screeching halt, or at least possibly a duck and cover or something, because yeah, there's just like this basically concussive explosion just ahead of you. In fact, actually, everyone give me a fortitude. Let's make it a reflex save again. Makes more sense. Everyone give me a reflex save again and tell me if you got over 15.
19.
19, okay.
No, I didn't make it.
I got a 6.
Okay, so those of you who got under the 15, you kind of like partially just from the shock, the impact shock, and partially just from like instinct, you guys both kind of stumble into the dirt. You're fine, you're not injured. Rocky, you hold the ground. You see you see that the bear kind of stumbles itself and drops Constance on accident. who kind of lands on the guy that she's carrying. The thing in front of you is like 14 feet tall. It looks to all effect like a robot. It looks like a big kind of like bulky robot, almost like a like I guess you could say the equivalent would be like a Japanese mech, like a Robotech thing, or like some sort of repair bot, something that's definitely like not a design you recognize, but is definitely some sort of futuristic-y robot-y thing. And now you, with your kind of knowledge of your kind of like weird knowledge of like somewhat archaic stuff, you recognize this as a Titan, which is an early colonial kind of advanced scout when the colonies were looking for planets to colonize, and those planets possibly had dangers on them. They would send men in these kind of robot suits down first to basically make sure everything was okay. They have not been used in at least 1,000 years, though.
Do we get to pilot a Gundam?
Who knows? But yeah, you can see this thing is kind of like it's man shaped. It's roughly humanoid shaped, and it definitely seems like it could be. It's got a very kind of like featureless front. Its arms both have cannons on the ends of them, but it could very well either be a real robot or, assuming that you're right about what you think you recognize it as, it could also very easily have someone inside of it, basically, taking up the whole middle section that's kind of featureless on the bot itself.
Okay.
But it's what fired at the ground to stop the bear, and that's what kind of like knocked y'all around. Okay, so yeah, back up to Anel now. As you kind of I'm assuming you pull yourself off the ground. I mean, you're on the ground, but
Right.
in front of you that just it's impeding your path forward. See smoke coming
boy.
from the barrel of its left hand.
I'm gonna tell everybody it's Titan. It looks like a Titan. I don't know that they're gonna know what that means.
You might, you could say something like "there's someone inside of it" or something like that,
Yeah. I think someone's inside there. And I guess, oh boy, I guess I probably have my Laceptor close. I mean, I probably still have it in hand.
Yeah, you
because
have
I
it.
just did that. So I guess I'll shoot at it. At
Give me also real
the
quick
part where I
now, since
think like it would open up if there's a person in there.
Oh yeah, you're not sure, but go ahead and give me an intelligence check really quickly. I want to see if you do notice one more detail that might be of value.
Oh boy. Oh, it's a 4. So I don't.
Well, I didn't say it already. I was going to say probably roll under your intelligence because I don't have a baseline DC for this. So,
well,
I'm going to go ahead and give that is under your thing. I didn't tell you that.
It's quite under.
But I'll go ahead and give it to you because it is technically what I should have asked you to do. And it roll what it should have been, since I don't have a DC for that. So it has an insignia on its epaulets, on its arms. They look like national flags, and you recognize them as old.
I can't hear you.
Oh no. What happened? Am I gone?
Yeah, just say it all again.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
So you do
Old
notice
Earth is all I heard. Insignia and Old Earth.
The kind of epaulets on its arms, like the kind of like pauldrons that like the large kind of like shoulder pads it has, or robotic shoulder pads. It has symbols that look like the flags of old Earth nations on them. Like it looks like the insignia of what you think you remember was called the old United Nations of Earth, circa like before the Exodus,
Great.
which possibly would have placed this Titan on the original colony ships.
Great.
Therefore,
Somebody's
perhaps,
already busted into that big ship. Okay.
yeah, possibly so. Yeah, so it is definitely that old, or at least it's painted up to look that way. But yeah, so yeah, you're taking a shot at it. You said,
Yeah. If there's like a whole featureless area, and I think
are
maybe
you trying to
somebody could be
target?
inside.
You trying to
Just
target
like,
the cockpit area?
yeah, like break it open, like
Gotcha.
break it open, bust it open. Give us access to the meaty interior. Literally.
Get to the juice. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so go ahead and so this will be a missile attack roll. So it would be you roll an attack roll and you add your agility modifier to it. And
Okay.
I believe I don't know if you have any other bonuses from your character or not.
Just intelligence. Everything else is garbage.
What was your do you have anything for your luck modifier or anything like that, or
No.
oh, that's right. Yeah, you're the okay. Yeah, so this roll, and add your you gotta add a +2 to it because your agility is a +2. I see a +2 on your agility.
It's no 0 on
Oh,
my
really?
agility.
Oh,
I
did
have
you
a
change it?
9.
Oh, you
I
must have
got 12.
swapped them after I wrote them down at one point. What's your what are your scores? Why do I have weird looking? I think I have maybe old versions of your scores. So make sure I'm not reading this wrong. What are your scores, real quick? Let's make sure.
Strength is 7, agility 9, stamina 10.
Mhm.
But I have a 9 over to the side. I don't remember why. Personality 8, intelligence 17, and luck 10.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
rolled
So I
like
think what you
garbage.
did is after the fact you swapped your agility and your intelligence. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No
Yeah.
worries. No, the reason I think why your stamina had off to the side written because you took damage.
That's right. Okay.
That's temporary stamina loss. You will get it back after a good night's sleep.
Great.
You'll get
Okay.
back 1 point at least after a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah. So
Either
you
way,
would,
I rolled a 12.
okay, you rolled 12. So basically, the bolt this ricochets off the relative area you wanted to hit
Sure.
as you realize the ablative coating on the armor is probably still active. And ablative coating is basically deflects laser blasts or any type of ray blasts. Or
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
10.
of course. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just instinct, just impulse.
Yeah. And you still have a you still have a move if you want to pull yourself off the ground and get out of the way, or I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think I would have stood up first and then done that, and then
Sure.
if I have any more movement, just
Yeah.
kind of like take cover. Take cover.
You want to try to run to the so you're in like a barely
Just like the
closest tree kind of thing, or sorry, I lose you there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
lost me, or I lost you. Let's.
You want to take cover behind a tree? Is that what you said?
Dadgummit.
Oh no.
Every time we have to ask the question.
Somebody else ask next time. Maybe it's just me. I'm a feeling that feels like a safe assumption.
Hello? Are you back?
I'm back. Can hear you.
Yay.
Are you gonna run
love
to
the
a
internet.
tree?
Yeah, I want to go behind a rock, a tree.
All right,
anything
it was
that's, like,
Clay.
You're pretty close to
partial
you
cover.
can easily make it. You can easily make it to a
Great.
tree to the side.
Okay,
That's not a problem.
great. Hide.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
hide.
then, Rocky, you're still on your feet, and you just saw the last scepter just ricochet off this thing.
How far away is it?
From you, I would say let's say about 20 feet.
And the sloth thing had a higher initiative than us, right?
Yeah.
What did it do?
The sloth is pulling itself off the ground right now and trying to get in and is pulling Constance up to her feet as well, helping her up because it had been completely knocked down.
How far away is it?
It's also the bear.
No.
Oh, it's about 20 feet away.
20
Yeah.
feet. Okay. Then
It's basically, and the bear is kind of dazed because the explosion happened like right in front of it.
okay, then I'm going to try to sprint behind it.
Sprint behind the robot.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try to like? Are you gonna take like a circuitous path that would take you a little bit longer? You're gonna just go directly towards it and just go past it.
Um, kind of both. Like I'm not like going way out of my way, but I'm not going like right between its legs either.
Right, because it's like, you could either go directly, you can go in a way where it would see either basically one or two things is going to happen. Either if you want to get here in the same round, or by the end of the round, you can do that. It would put you in its path. It would basically get a freebie on you. Or if you want to take an extra round, you can kind of cut through the trees and kind of like disambiguate your path a little bit. So
Well,
it's probably not going to catch you.
every other encounter so far, like I jump up and try to distract stuff, even though it doesn't work. But so I'm like I'm running at it and near it, and just around it instead of between its legs. But basically like it's a distraction, like so it can face everybody else or it can face me.
So you're trying to pull his attention then.
Yeah.
Okay. Moment. So you are trying to. I was making sure that you weren't trying to be. I was making sure I understood your intent. Yeah. So you were wanting it to pull its attention towards you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Gotcha. All right. So yeah. You can actually So you can. You start running.
I'm not running past it. Like I'm not going and leaving it. So like opportunity.
You're trying to get behind it, right?
I'm flanking it from like even though nobody else is on the other side.
Right. All right. So yeah, but you're trying to get behind it so you can take a shot at it from behind or something like that.
Well, we'll see what happens, but I'm going to get behind it right now just as a distraction.
Gotcha.
Hopefully.
So yeah, so you're running kind of like towards it, and it actually manages to fire off its other cannon, but it's also not as agile as you. Go ahead and give me a quick reflex save.
As agile as me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big bulky thing. Are you pretty slow?
Yeah, no modifier here. Reflex save of 14.
14? Okay, cool. I'm gonna make that part of what it has to. All right, yeah. So the ground kind of blows up next to you, but misses you, and you're able to keep to your feet. And you do manage to get behind it. You didn't. It fired with its other arm too, so it definitely did not repeat the same cannon. Maybe that has a reload. You're not sure. But yeah, you managed to get behind it, and yeah, you would still have your action.
Well, I guess I'm going to examine it from behind to see if there's any weak spots.
So it has basically the only not smooth bits on the back are there are two like pylons where the shoulders are, basically. Maybe they're like booster jets or something, but just between the pylons, basically the base of its neck area or the equivalent thereof. It doesn't really have a head, a neck or a head. It's kind of like sloped into one thing. I can get a picture in a moment, but yeah, right around where I guess its neck would be, there seems to be an exhaust fan.
Then I guess I'll shoot at that.
Word.
Assuming that it's not the enemy of my enemy.
I mean, he did fire at you guys. Yeah, go for it. Pardon me.
Let's see here. Okay. All the unmodifieds, right? That's a 3.
Oh no. So yeah, it just it's a big target. So I would say you basically just kind of it ablates off the armor, much like before. I'm assuming you're using the Las Scepter, right?
Yep. I already have it.
Yeah, twing. Yeah, it just kind of
Warning shot.
you're not even sure if it noticed or not. Okay. So then Elena, sorry.
So has it turned yet, or is it like
It has not
is it
turned. It pivoted enough to take a shot at Rocky.
okay? So it's maybe done a quarter or an eighth of a turn, but hasn't
Yeah, it's
turned.
at a 3/4.
Okay.
It's you also notice that it's like the legs are still planted, the torso kind of pivoted.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know what I have on my
Oh yeah,
person
so
as a weapon.
you have that Las Scepter like everybody else, which is
Okay.
basically that weird little Harry Potter wand that shoots a laser out of it.
Yeah.
You also have a field utility knife. You have. Does anybody remember if Thorin took anything? I think some of y'all had taken something from the ship. I can't remember who took what though. I didn't have anything written down on a sheet.
I'm sure he took something.
One of y'all take like a sniper rifle or something like that at one point? I'm trying to remember if I'm making that up or not.
Both him and James each tried to get a heavy weapon.
Oh,
yeah, but
I can't
feel
remember
like
if that
we
was
weren't
successful.
allowed the heavy
That's right.
weapons.
Okay.
So.
I think you're right.
But we took some regular stuff.
We took
everything we could take, but
right.
just like spread out amongst us.
Didn't one of y'all also take the more archaic Las Scepter from the guy you have prisoner also?
Somebody did.
That might have been Jay or
that was probably Jay. If nobody else remembers doing it, then yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, so you have the Las Scepter, which you've just seen so far. You've only seen it bounce off the armor and a knife. You also have like a small like field torch that can act as a cutting torch. It's mostly for like making campfires and stuff, but it does act with a little bit of concentration and patience will act as a cutting torch and can eventually cut through metal. Eventually.
So looking at this thing while I'm getting up, I'm gonna kind of study this thing, kind of try to see what I can from its perch about 14 feet you said about?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna study it. Are there any loose wires that are sticking out from its legs? Like, how old does this thing look? Does it seem in disrepair at all?
It's definitely had better days, and yeah, that's a pretty good instinct there. Yeah, give me let's do an intelligence check. Even I'll give you a bonus on that too, because you're being pretty specific on what you're looking for.
Does an 18 work?
Yeah. So you notice that the joints, any place there's like a joint or a bend, like where you can't put armor basically because it wouldn't be able to bend its arms. So at the around the knee area, around the elbows, and around the ankles, there's like this kind of the rubberized mesh that protects that area is kind of like semi-rotted away from the elements. In the possible 40,000 years it's been on this planet.
That's got some pretty good staying power, I have to admit.
Yeah, it's that good rubber.
I want to
also, by the way, I think Alana, just double check your character. I think you remember everyone has that weird power that you got for being, potent. I think yours is some sort of weapon, right? Like a psychic blast or something.
something like that.
No, I think in that case, that one would have to be on organic.
Yeah,
But
that's why I wasn't thinking about using it.
I will say that it's it's possible that because and now you yelled out there was somebody inside of it, you thought, right?
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, she thought somebody was
You
inside of
can't
it.
see the person, but you have a rough idea where they might be, or you could ask where she thinks they might be, and then you could also try a mental blast at some point. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying you could try a mental blast at a target you can't see, assuming they're there, and just like it would be at a deficiency, but you could do it. You could
That's
try
my
it.
fallback plan.
Okay,
My
just making you
current
aware that you
plan,
had that.
yeah,
Okay, so what do you
my
want? Sorry.
current plan is to rush this thing and try to
Mhm.
cut some wires from the ankle with my knife.
Okay, with
Like,
your and you have a vibro knife, so it's a little bit more. It's a powered
yeah,
knife.
like, like see if I can cut like a power
Yeah,
to a leg.
you don't necessarily see wires, but you can definitely see several like holes within the rubber that you could like easily stick your knife through and hope you hit something tender.
That's what I want to try to do.
Sure.
I want to try to
Um,
knock this thing off balance, so if there is somebody in there, we can take him captive and ask questions.
so you could either did you say you want to do the ones at the ankle or the knees? Because you could do one of the
Ankles, because I assume that the knees would be too high. I don't
no,
know. I don't.
you could reach the knees.
Then let's
You
go
can do
for the
either one.
knees. Going straight for the knees. That'll hurt more, maybe.
You want to get the one opposite where the
So
opposite the
he's
direction it's facing, or
yeah. So I want to. If he's pivoting towards where Rocky was, I want to go as quick as I can to the direction he's not facing.
gotcha. So if he's facing a little bit right, you want to go to his left knee.
Mm-hmm.
Or your left, his
Mm-hmm.
right. Yeah, same diff. Stage left.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can get there no problem, and you definitely. I'm not going to make you to roll a hit, but well, I'll give it to you one way or the other. You can make a decision.
Okay.
You can blind luck it and make a luck check and just be like whatever, or you can like really just try to use your attack roll and just
No, I'm
give it
gonna
all.
blind luck it. I'm gonna have fun with this. Why not?
Okay, I'll let you do that
Well,
as a
that's
roll under.
interference.
I'll let you do a roll under, and you could still apply fleeting luck to that afterwards if you want.
There is no point of doing fleeting luck. My luck is 13 and I rolled a 19.
Oh no! One of the best rolls are the roll unders right now.
I got shitty initiative. I got crappy
So-
initiative, but great luck roll.
So you jam your knife in there, and you just feel the thunk of rubber, and it doesn't get wrenched in your hand, but it's like kind of not. It's like it's kind of stuck in some thick rubber right now.
Dang it.
You'll be able to pull it out. It's just
Well, I hope so, or I'm losing a hand or a knife, one or the other.
and I'm also assuming you turned the vibration on when you
Mm-hmm.
stuck it in. Cool. Yeah, that'll be able to. I mean, you can also still just keep it in there and keep digging around, next round if it doesn't do
Unless he
anything
moves
about
and
it.
chops my arm off with his knee.
Right.
Should have gone for the ankle.
But yeah, you thunk it in there and there's no immediate response from it. Then as all this is going down, I would say that, and now you're probably still the furthest back. You actually, I only do one more thing real quick. So Constance is actually able to actually Constance is who took the other last scepter, wasn't it? I feel like that's true. It doesn't really matter. She has her own. Constance kind of looks to you, Elena, whatever your character's name, I can't remember.
Danill, yeah.
And kind of like gloms onto what you're doing. You just gave her an idea, and she fires her Lasceptor at the knee joint of the opposite knee from where she is. God damn it. And it scorches the rubber there, but doesn't get in. Just a fly peck on the surface.
Ding, ding.
Then now Anel being the furthest away from back the way you came in comparison to the others, you can actually hear the closing in of your pursuers, as they are probably either 1 to 2 rounds away at this point.
Cool.
Back up to the top, the big guy, the big guy does this thing where it pulls its arms up and does like, and you can hear it almost like recocking its arm.
Okay.
But you also hear like a doot 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 doot, like you can hear it powering up. It's not going to be able to fire this round. Seems like it takes time for each of the arms to fire again. But so it's doing that, and it kind of pivots back. As that happens, it kind of pivots its body back to hone in on Anel at the knee. Or not Anel, sorry, Alana at the knee. It's able to do anything, but it's able to kind of be like, let you know it knows you're there. As it kind of brings its arms down, letting you know it's probably intending to fire when it does have this next chance. Then the bear is up. Bear is the bear kind of continues the direct, runs about another 20 feet deeper the way you guys were heading past the distracted robot. Well, initially you think it's running away, or it kind of looks like it is, but then it stops about 20 feet further in and does this like mournful howl really loud, and kind of like does like a weird, like almost like a coded howl, where it's like or something, like a Morse code howl or something. Like it's definitely trying to communicate with something.
Hey, Rube.
And seems to be like waiting for a response that it's not getting, and is able on its turn to repeat the same howl one more time to no avail. All right, so Anel, we're back to you.
Yeah. No boy. How far away am I from this thing?
You're probably about the same 20-ish feet that you guys are. I'd say like 25 feet.
Okay.
Because you didn't close ground to it. You just fired from where you were before, right?
I like moved laterally.
That's right. You're behind a tree. That's right.
I'm behind a tree. So I think I want to like come around like the back side of the tree so that there's still a tree between me and this thing. And then also matter between me and the people who are coming. And I want to try to use my potency to like tear into the thing. Is there like in the front, does it feel like there's like a panel, or there's like seams or something that could be like opened up?
They're definitely I would say that you would know enough about this just from your weird hobbies to know that normally the way people get into it is like the front lifts up like a gull style door, just goes straight up like a
DeLorean.
Like a DeLorean almost, but like just like a hatch on a fighter jet, I guess. And basically right inside of that would be where the little nest is for the pilot. And to that effect, you can kind of see where it kind of like, you can see you can't really see at the top of it, it's too high up where the hinge is, but you can see where the bottom of the door touches the body of it, right around the crotch area. or what would
Mhm.
be crotching?
I don't know if I have enough like actual power
Try to pull it with,
to muscle it
um,
off or like open or off,
you
but I'm gonna
do
try.
you do notice since you're looking that the seal that's normally made, or you would assume would be normally made, because these are meant to be able to operate in space too.
Okay.
Seal that's normally made when the cockpit door touches the body is not like perfect anymore. It's definitely
Yeah.
whatever would held it there, maybe it was rubber or something, it's worn away, so there's like enough of a gap that like you could get your fingers in there, or your
Mhm.
mind fingers in there, I guess.
My mind fingers.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you could
Let's get
you have a
those
feeling
mind
it's gonna
let's get
be
those mind grapes going.
it's probably going to be a decent amount of resistance, but you can push yourself. So with your abilities, as a reminder, also they kind of work the way spells work, where you can burn temporary points from any of your physical attributes to increase how powerful they are. If you
Okay.
really want it to, if you really want it to sing, so to speak.
I
Or you can
mean,
also just, no, those you have to pick ahead of time. You can always add luck afterwards, but
I don't have any luck. I guess I have fleeting luck,
you have fleeting luck,
but
and you
that's
can
it.
spend any of your permanent luck as well. You just don't get those back until
Got it.
like the adventure, basically.
Right. How much fleeting luck do we have? Just one?
You have one right now, and other
Okay.
people can give
All
you
right.
theirs. You can donate
Right,
fleeting luck.
sure.
You can share amongst yourselves. So if everybody thinks this is a worthy cause, you can also decide after if you think you're close enough to the target. Depending on how
Yeah.
well. Um,
How well or how poor? Okay, I'm gonna just roll. We're just gonna
so you're gonna
see
so
what happens.
do you know what your modifier is that you add to your roll? Do you remember how it works?
Yeah, I add my intelligence and then I took some sort of
You have an additional +1, right?
deficiency. Yeah, I
Right.
took some sort of deficiency
Yeah,
to add
got
one
it.
luck for this.
You got it.
Um, which is 3, which is 9, which I have a feeling that even with like extra stuff is not gonna do it. I
Um,
feel like
did
10's
I
not gonna
never
do it.
clarified with you. Were you considering, like, I normally I'd have you would do this before you rolled, but because I'm not sure if I was clear enough. Were
Mm.
you wanting to burn any physical attributes to raise that?
Um, no, because they don't have a lot to burn.
Gotcha, copy. Just
Um,
making sure.
true. I
And
mean, truly, like I don't.
did you want to?
I have a 7 strength,
No,
8
it's
personality. Like I don't. I'm like
I gotcha.
don't
I
have a
gotcha.
lot to
Mhm.
work through.
So you you're far enough away that, yeah, I will tell you, you can just tell from the amount of resistance it has that probably the luck wouldn't help you that much if everybody
Yeah,
gave you it. So,
yeah.
but it's not like you hear a groaning kind of grinding noise from the hinges. Like, it definitely is it budged. It went right
Okay.
back where it
There was
was,
movement.
but there was a
Sure.
little bit of momentary movement. You also have what's your effect that happens every time you use your ability? You have a weird one.
Well, on a fail, I get a nosebleed or possible loss of temporary stamina.
Mhm.
And my strange side effect is a protective force barrier
Oh, nice.
that
On a random person, right?
repels attacks on a random person.
So let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll a six-sided die, and hang on a second. Before you roll it, let me just do 1, 2, 3. Let me just put everybody down. Okay, I assigned numbers to everybody. So just roll an unmodified six-sider.
1.
Oh, that's you.
I'm really good at rolling.
Yep. No,
What's
that's the
up?
best you could have rolled. So
Yay!
so I believe that
Can
gives
I
does that give you +2 to your armor class for the next?
gives me +2 to my armor class and fortitude saves
Nice.
for 1 round.
For 1 round. Okay.
And then
So
I can't
basically
even
through
attempt to use
if it were
and
to
then
attack you, or if you wanted to, put yourself in the line of fire to try to draw its fire, whatever you wanted to do.
I mean, it says it's not necessarily known to you or the person that it happens to until it comes into play. So,
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to say since it's on you, you know.
okay. And do I lose and do I get a nosebleed and lose some stamina? It says possibly lose stamina.
Roll a fortitude save.
That is 18
Good.
plus 1 plus 2.
That's your good roll,
So
man.
21.
So basically, you just need to make better than what you had rolled on your failure roll, which you did. So you're good.
Great. Done did it.
All right. Diddy done did it. So yeah,
From the
so you pull on the armor. I believe you still have some movement if you wanted to use it.
I think I'm going
slightly bolstered
to
by your shield.
run. I'm going to run on the other side that Hydra ran and like split attention. Pew.
So basically the same direction
back on that
where basically the direction where Alana has got her knife stuck in its knee.
Yes, on that side, but
so it is facing her now.
It doesn't cut your hand off.
Did you want to? Do you actually want to flip that since now Rocky's behind it, and Alana is on the other side that he originally was on? Now it's facing her. If you went to the other side, it would be because if you went to where she is, it would already be facing you. You're trying to distract its attention, right?
Yeah, just keep it.
You'd want to go the same basic
essentially.
direction. You'd want to go the same basic direction that Rocky had originally went. You just don't want to go behind it.
Okay.
You just want to go to the side, right?
No, I'll go to the back.
You want to go to the back? Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not able to fire on you because it doesn't have its charge.
It's not gonna fire.
All right, and then Rocky.
Well, I'm gonna stand between. Oh, well,
no, go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Turn.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna stand between you, but it doesn't matter. It's your turn.
So you guys are both behind it now.
Judging by what's happened so far, I can always use my laser to attack either its knee or the ground underneath one of its feet. What would I think is more effective?
It's heavy enough that any blast you could do to the ground would actually probably not be enough to unsettle it. Unless if you wanted to, you could overload your las scepter and have it explode. That would be enough to possibly topple it. You just beat down a las scepter at that point. So that's a little feature of these las scepters. You can basically twist the firing pin enough where it just overheats and then blows up like a little mini grenade.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best use of our resources right now.
But yes, you could definitely. You've got a really pretty clean shot on it. The back of it's on the back of the knee is the least protected part of the knee. If that was the other thought you were saying.
Okay, I'll go for that.
And since it's not facing you, I mean, if you want to get it's up to you. If you want to get, you could walk it and get basically point blank if you wanted to.
Yeah, I will.
Hopefully not. I mean, there's no reason why it probably would, but I guess there is a small chance it could, in theory, fall on you. But there's no reason to think it would, I suppose.
I'll lead into the fiction.
All right. So, do you have a preference? You want to go on the same knee or a different knee than the one Alana's been playing around with?
I guess a different knee because I don't want to cause any problems with that.
Gotcha. Makes sense. So, go ahead and now I'll give you the same choice I gave her, which is you can just roll to hit. You're gonna get in there regardless, but you can roll to hit and hope you hit something sensitive, or you can take a blind luck.
Roll to hit.
We all know how well that went.
unless it's really harder.
Dear diary, today I chose to roll under my luck. It did not pan out. Note to self, don't ever freaking do that again.
Now, no, I mean, I'm gonna forego giving you a bonus, so you're gonna hit it no matter what. This is to see if you happen to hit something more sensitive than something else. So,
Okay. So range attack or melee attack?
it would be a range attack.
So,
It'd just be a point blank. You just still add your bonus. This is just to see how well you hit, where specifically you hit it. Really,
okay.
you're gonna hit regardless.
2.
Okay, well, you're still gonna hit. So, damn. So
Okay,
yeah,
what's the
and go
range
ahead
attack?
and roll the damage for that if you have if you remember what your damage die is for that.
No, I don't.
I believe it's is it a D10 on the last scepter? I'm trying to remember.
I don't think I've hit anything with it.
I'm gonna say for now it's a D10 because I don't that I might change that later if I don't remember, but I think it's a D10.
Okay. That's a 9.
Nice. All right. So yeah, so it smell burning rubber as it just kind of blasts on the inside of it and
I have a question.
what's that?
Like, since I can overload it and I can upcast it, like more damage or whatever,
Mhm.
is it possible to put it on a continuous beam?
It's not really designed for that, but you could try to modify it. You would just have to do it on your when you have time to sit down and futz with it.
Oh no, I was just hoping that like I could turn it on like a flashlight instead of shooting
Right.
it.
It's not designed for that, but there may be a way of doing it. It would require some downtime and futzing around with it. But yeah, something to think about in the future, I suppose. Now,
Actually,
I didn't know if you were going to overload it and just try to shove it in the. For a moment, I thought you were about to overload it and shove the thing in the hole you made.
well, no, like I was gonna say is
I know what you're doing now.
I just remembered that we could turn the damage up. Is it possible for me to use some charges and turn it up?
To make it a continual beam is what you're, or did you want to just make it a? Do you want to just deplete it? Basically, your choice. The choice we were saying is just to keep it simple was either it's essentially at the normal damage die. It's pretty much a relatively lifetime supply, but if you every time you fire it at a higher, you have to roll the depletion die to see if it's out.
Yeah.
Did you want to
Just one higher.
do you want to mod that roll? Since we had all forgotten about that, I can say that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and so that would be you're just gonna go, you just want to go one step higher.
Yeah.
You rolled so well though. I don't want you to have to re-roll. In this case, let's just add a D3 to that roll you just did.
Oh, a D3.
Yeah, because I don't want you to lose the 9. You rolled so well to begin with. I don't want to have you unless you want to re-roll at a D12 or a D14.
No, I was assuming it'd be additional dice, so never mind if it's only a D3.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, no.
Right.
I mean, you could do it. I mean, you could crank it up enough to be an extra damage die. It would just there's a very good chance it would deplete it completely.
Yeah,
though.
I don't want to do that. I just wanted to just do a little extra damage, but
Gotcha.
not
You can definitely get it up to being two of the same damage die. It's just that the usage die you would roll would be very depleted at that point. There would be you'd probably be rolling a D4 as a depletion die, and if you rolled a 1 or possibly a 1 or a 2, it would be out.
No, that's it for me.
Cool, gotcha. But yeah, it's let me see if it actually if that's enough to make it do any
And if it shoots, I'm close to its leg.
Oh yeah, it's not even facing you. So oh wow. Okay. You're actually close enough when you did that. You can actually hear what's going on inside of it. I guess it's not airtight anymore or hasn't been because it's old. You can hear like a on the inside of it, and you're I was about to say it, but I'll say you hear a human voice curse from inside, kind of muffled. But it does not topple. But it definitely did something. Somebody's not happy.
Okay, then I yell out. I guess I yell up to it, but not like loud community clearing loud. But I yell up to it. Hopefully that loud enough so it can hear if I can hear it. To say friend or foe.
Oh, you're trying to get its attention?
No, I'm like as my final thing. I'm saying like it was loud enough for me to hear it cursing, so I say it can hear me then possibly, and I say friend. I say friend or foe.
Yeah, so I'm saying you're asking the person inside.
Yeah.
That you don't get a response. You're not sure if he necessarily heard you or maybe just choosing not to respond. Then okay, Alana, you're up. Your knife's still in its. Yeah, you probably heard that same thing. Yeah. No, it hasn't turned yet. It's still facing. It's still facing you. It hasn't had it hasn't had a chance to turn around yet.
Hang on. I have been muted this whole time. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh no, you weren't actually.
No, I'm muted on the stream because it's a different input that, and
Oh,
I
gotcha.
was
Sorry.
answering chat and I forgot to put it back. So anyway, guys, what I was asking is where it was, where it's going, what's it looking at me. I heard it cussing, so I'm going to look up at it with a glimmer in my eye, and I'm going to use Mind Blast on this guy because now I can pinpoint with my ears and not just a guess of where this guy is. So,
Right on.
I'm
Here's
going.
the.
Yes.
I happen to have this,
Yes.
by the way. I happen to have
That-
this index card RPG book, which is oh, what happened?
Oh.
The background.
Put it
I'm trying to show
closer to
you
yourself.
kind of roughly the right shape of what this thing looks
Yeah.
like. Let me turn off my
Hold it.
background.
You can hold it like
Oh, just
right here.
hold it closer to yourself.
Oh, yeah, it's like
yeah, like that.
There it is.
Nice.
Hard suit.
Yeah, it's a cool book. I'm not saying it is that hard to. I'm just saying it just kind of like looks like it.
I was thinking Attack on Titan kind of.
What are those
suit.
like?
I'll have to post a link later.
They have suits in that show. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they had suits.
Oh, not Attack on
what?
Titan. I meant Titanfall. I said Attack on Titan. What am I doing?
Oh, I didn't know.
with
I was
my
like,
life?
I mean, I only
don't
watched
like-
the first episode.
I don't like Attack on Titan, but I was thinking Titanfall, which is in my head should be called Attack on Titan because it's just Titans. But
You don't like
anyway.
big naked giants?
No, that's no. Anyway, just gonna
Anyway.
ignore this conversation.
Yes, you're trying to give it an old blasteronius through the.
Yes, I'm going to try my darndest. So, according to this, against his perception, which will be treated as armor class, I shall roll a d20. Do I add my perception modifier to that, or is it just a straight d20?
What is your perception modifier?
+2.
So it's going to be a straight d20 because the minus you would normally have a -2, so it evens out.
Okay. All right.
Let me go ahead and know what you're rolling against though, because in this case, since he doesn't have a perception score, I'm just gonna have him roll a will save, and whatever I roll will be your target.
Okay.
Okay, I know what it is. Go ahead.
Cool beans. I'm gonna roll my lucky die. It's a nat 20.
Oh, nice.
I told you this is my lucky die.
Nice. Well, one, you get a fleeting luck.
Wow.
Yay!
Two, so yeah, that's gonna be that's a crit on this. So first of all, what that'll mean in this case is you will do your since I haven't built charts for this yet. I do that. Well, let's just say it's kind of like how it works when you crit on a spell where you get to roll correct me if I'm wrong, you get like you roll damage, but you also get the maximum again from the same damage die. Is that correct? on a scale?
Matt is in the chat. Matt, please help.
How does that work?
I don't
It's
know.
been a while since I've ever had anyone do something. I know. Oh no, you get to roll one die above or something. You get the
So
spell.
I go
No,
from
it's
a
different. It's
D6
spell
to a
result.
D7?
Doesn't work. No, you normally get the spell result one higher, I believe.
Oh.
But in this case, what we can do is, because I haven't built anything for that yet, let's just go ahead and do you know what your damage die is for that?
1d6.
All right, make it a D10.
Oh, geez, that's a lot. Where's my D10? There it is. That's only a 4 though.
That's okay. And then on top of that, so you got your fleeting luck, right? Your extra fleeting luck you get for that. And oh yeah, so no, you wouldn't have your deleterious effects, and you wouldn't hear the voices in your head either. So all
Okay.
your weird side effects would be not activated because you got the nat. So yeah,
Goody. I don't want to have to
you
follow the
hear
voices. I do that enough in my own life.
You hear a muffled from inside. So that was a 4 total, correct?
Yeah.
Did you want to do anything to that number with luck, by the way?
Can I use fleeting luck on damage?
You can any die roll as far as I'm concerned.
Let's just use both my fleeting luck and bring it to a 6. I want to hurt
Yeah.
him.
Okay. So yeah, you hear a slightly louder version of that same that it's made. And
It's like an NPC.
Let's see. And what was you're nat 20, right? That was your roll.
Yeah,
right.
my roll was a nat 20. What was his will save? I'm curious.
13.
Oh, okay.
So okay. So yeah, you're not sure. He went suddenly silent after that. Okay. I'm gonna assume you're not moving, right? You're keeping where you are.
Yep.
You hear a voice nearby yell out, "Over here, quick!" And you realize everyone kind of hears that, and they realize it's the prisoner that Constance has yelling towards the rapidly approaching enemy, which is now set to burst through the perimeter here at any moment now. Then
Oh, I should have moved.
I mean, everyone's in the, if you move 1 foot one way, 1 foot the other, what's the difference,
Yeah.
In response to that, she went already. The bear kind of, no, the bear's away, still crying out, and then not getting a response. You notice the bear kind of comes running back. And he's like, "Family, not respond. Not safe." Basically seems like you guys were really close to wherever he was going, his lair or whatever. Probably had a family there. It's also the direction from which the robot came from. So it's possible that he's communicating that his safe haven isn't so safe anymore. And Constance crimps the neck of the enemy captive to kind of cut off his crying out for his buddies. Okay, hop back up here now, and this should be the point when the robot attacks, but you notice it's just kind of like standing there. It's not doing anything right now. So we skip over the robot and back to Anel.
Ruh-roh. Okay. Since seeing all of that,
I will give you an FYI just to give you kind of lay of the land, because you can tell from just the sounds. It's either, you're not 100% sure. It's either going to be after all three you guys go, either like literally the next thing that'll happen after all three you guys go will either be this round or next round after all three you go. Those enemies are going to be burst through the horizon or burst through the foliage or whatever. They're that close.
So we can't see them. We can just kind of hear them, right?
You know which direction they're coming from because it's always been the same.
Right.
Now, you're not in a building, so there are other ways. You were on a path through some. You were going between trees on the most open path, following the bear the way it was going. You can, so you're not like going. You don't have to go one way or the other. You know what I mean? You don't have to go towards either enemy. You could also at some point, if you wanted, you could break out into the forest, more straight north, for example, but you'd just be running the dense foliage of creepy trees at that point.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
No, based on no one attacking you. There's no one attacking you guys from the direction you were originally headed, but the bear came back very concerned about the safety of that direction now.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we move on and let this big guy kind of block our egress a little bit.
He seems to be at the very least stunned, if not out of commission, because he had the opportunity to take an action and did not do anything.
Right.
Also, you can see little green lights on both of his arms where his weapons are fully charged, but doing nothing.
Does it seem like there's a way to discharge his weapons?
From the outside?
From out here?
Nothing that is of immediate, you're right next to it. So yeah, you're kind of looking, you're kind of like looking around the actual weapon itself, I take it. Trying to see if it's something that you can discharge.
I'm just going to go after the knee again.
Oh, okay.
I think they went after the knee a couple of times. If we can get it down, then let's try that.
You want to try to trap?
I'm going to roll an attack.
You want to go after the same that Rocky already did some damage to?
Yeah, the weakest one so far.
So since you're behind it, you can do the same thing. You can either do an attack or you can just blind luck. Are you using your knife or using the last scepter? Do either one.
The last scepter, because that's what's in my hand.
Gotcha.
And
did you want to crank up its value in completing it?
Definitely.
How hard do you want to crank it?
Definitely.
That sounded weird. How you can basically if you fire at its base level, which is I think I have it temporarily as a D10 because I can't remember what it was.
D10.
You can notch it up a die in the die chain. Every time you notch it up, you basically have to roll the you would have to roll half that die, essentially half that die as a depletion die to see if it runs out. In other words, if you made it a D12, you would roll you'd re-roll it. I have to figure out the depletion die on that. I got it screwed up. But basically, there's a chance you could expend the more you crank it, the greater chance you could just run out. You would run out of ammo at some point.
How many cranks up do you have? Like 3?
You can go all the way up to. You can go all the way up to this complete depletion of the unit, or automatic depletion, which would be essentially
which explodes, right?
Well, it could be that, but you can also do it without exploding, where it's just a fire. It just would be empty at that point.
Got it.
That would be the equivalent of a 1, 2. You could crank it up to basically 4d10 at that point, but it would be 100% empty at that point.
Okay, well, let's just.
and you can still accidentally roll a 4 on that.
Let's do. Does it recharge eventually, or once it's depleted, it's gone?
It recharges when it's able to maintain its charge level if you're only firing at its base level. Basically, what happens is every time you roll it, every time you fire it higher than its base value, you have to roll a die of a certain die step, like a D7, let's say. And if in that D7, if you rolled a 1 or a 2 on that D7, then you're one step closer to being depleted. That means the next time you'd have to roll to see if it's depleted, you would roll a D6, the next lower die. If you roll 1 or 2 there, basically, when you get down to a D3, and if you roll a 1 or 2 on a D3, then it's empty.
Got it.
But once you start the process of depletion, you basically have to carry it through. Then basically at that point, from every point forward, every roll, even the basic rolls of a D10, would still require trigger a use of the depletion die at that point.
Got it.
The depletion die. This doesn't get used as long as you set that. Yeah.
Right. Okay, then let's pump it up to like 12, 14.
You want to get D14?
Somewhere 16, somewhere in there.
You can do you want to do a D16?
Let's try that.
All right, cool.
It will but I'll see if I hit. So
well, you're gonna hit. It's pretty much
right.
But you could either dumb luck it to hit something vital, or you could try to depends on how much scorched earth you're going for here. If you're just trying to literally just sever something. I mean, roll if you hit a roll of luck to see if you hit something that you're gonna hit something, but you're gonna hit something that's gonna make a difference. You know what I mean?
I was gonna roll to hit. I did an 11.
Okay. And that's
because I don't think I have any modifier on that.
All good.
And
you definitely
then
hit.
I rolled the D16, and that was also an 11.
Okay, that's not bad. All right, so and that's in the same one that Rocky hit for 9 just before, right? Yeah. So definitely you hear something sound like it snaps on the inside. And then the weight begins to shift really rapidly on that leg. And the
Please timber the other direction. Please timber the other direction.
Well, I have a die for this. Well, I guess it's gonna be in the direction you guys are, but it's also, the odds of it being, it's kind of slow too. So you guys have a pretty easy reflex save to make.
Please don't squish me, mister.
Oh, actually, no, it's not on your knee. It's on the other knee. So no, the only people that have to roll would be Anel and Rocky, who just have to make reflex saves. And you're actually going to be very easy to make these. So you just need to.
You say that, and then you're going to jinx me, and I'm going to roll like a 2 or a 1.
No, just don't roll below an 8. And you're fine.
Too bad. I'm gonna roll below.
Can use luck on these things.
I'm not a halfling. I used up my fleeting luck.
It's not worth it. I don't have enough luck to add to it.
Oh no, what'd you roll?
A 4.
Oh no. I mean, you got some friends with some fleeting luck. It might be worth this.
But okay, I have 1.
I don't know
both of
if mine.
Rox needs one. I don't know if Rox needs.
Did you make yours yet? Did you already check yours to see if you made yours?
Rocky,
did you roll above?
Yeah, I got a 9.
Okay, you're fine. Yeah. Did you guys wanna, or no? I guess it'd just be you and Anel. You guys could both, if you took your those 2 fleeting luck, and you added 2 of your permanent luck to that, you could make the minimum necessary.
I have 1 fleeting luck.
I have 1.
Would you be willing to donate that too?
Yeah.
So then you just have to add 2 of your permanent lucks to that, and that would keep it from falling.
That I'll never get back.
Well, no, you just don't get back overnight. You're gonna get luck at various points. So you gain permanent luck. The way I do it is either at the end of the adventure, if you've been using it towards like cool things, you'll get some of it back. Also, if you do
Okay.
things that are very much in character, or like things that are like very, really like kind of like thinking as your character kind of moments, that's going to be like a good impetus to get more of that. So yeah, you will have
Okay.
opportunities.
Well, then I
But
guess
they
so.
say, also if you don't spend it, there's a good chance you're dead. Because
Yeah. So, okay. Used it.
all right, cool. So
Use it or lose it.
it comes down hard, misses you, and just smashes into the ground on its side, crushing the left arm of its body basically underneath it. The right arm kind of still sticking up with the gun still sticking out, but there's not a lot of activity coming from inside of it at this point.
Okay.
Down. And you can hear all sorts of like little alarms from inside of it. Also, Rocky, you would notice that spinning fan on the back is no longer spinning.
Oh, I don't remember a spinning thing, just an exhaust port, and then there was 2 pylons.
Yeah. The exhaust fan is no longer spinning.
Oh.
So it crushed its right arm, left arm?
Left arm. It fell on its left side. So the right arm's kind of still sticking out, like, kind of in the rough direction your enemies are coming from, oddly enough. All right. And then and now were you trying, did you already move? No, you
I did not move. I mean, I maybe moved up to get to the knee a
did
little
you want to
bit.
move any further, or do you want to use cover? You can still use it as cover if you want.
Yeah, I think we should still use it as cover.
This thing makes
Is the
pretty
front
good
of it?
cover now.
Yeah, is the front of the body
It's
facing
your oncoming
Oh.
enemies.
it's facing our oncoming enemies.
Yeah. So when you're behind it,
That's
where you are,
deep.
if you crouch down behind it, it would be covering you'd be covering you.
Okay, well then that's what I'm gonna do for now.
And again, weirdly, I'm not sure if it's helpful or not, but the one remaining laser arm is roughly facing out in that same direction.
Yeah, it would be nice to get around there, but I don't have any action. So
All right, I'm just giving you a heads up on that. Make sure I'm clear. And then okay, all right, Rocky, what you do?
I'm going to start to move towards home, and
Toward the bear's place.
Yeah, and either interposing the Titan or trees or whatever, so that I can see I can see a little bit, but like so that I have cover.
You're already kind of behind it. All you'd have to do to have cover is just to duck down.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm retreating towards home. Not leaving everybody, just moving that way.
Are you kind of crouched, kind of like backing towards it?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm crouched enough so I can see over it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so you can probably move. You could, if you're kind of crouching and moving back, you can probably go about half your regular move away from it towards there. You're also not sure at what, you can't tell the exact pitch where the cover, you're not sure how far away exactly you'll be before the cover stops actually helping you as cover, when you're out of the. But yeah, you're probably fine for right now. You'll kind of almost catch up with the bear as you do that, who's kind of coming back somewhat from that direction, looking very mournful and sad. And kind of as you're kind of backing up towards it, it kind of looks at you and is just like shakes its head. Did you want to use do you want to double move it, or did you want to save your action for something else?
Double move it.
Okay. So yeah, you can get
half move and my full move, 30 feet.
So you can overtake the bear and keep going back. It just seems he just looks a little like.
I mean, you're saying he's shaking his head, but unless I get the sense he's telling me not to go that way,
Well, when he came back, he said not. He said something on. It sounded like he was saying it was not safe. No longer safe. Is what, or maybe he didn't mean that exactly. It's just kind of how it came out.
They said like no reply or something.
No, he said no, not safe.
Well, he's our guide, so.
But also, I'm not sure where else you would go. I mean, you either going back the way you came would put you obviously right towards the enemy. The other, you could, the way you were going originally, the way is clear for now, but may not be safe if he's right. But also, you could cut through the dense part of the woods in neither of those two directions, and just risk, going through the thickest part of the woods straight to the north instead of the east or west.
He's our guide. So, but that's it for me.
Cool. Well, you're kind of like, but if you kind of overtake him, still kind of go moving back, he's just kind of standing. The bear does not making any decision. It seems completely like this crestfallen and like doesn't know what to do anymore.
Okay, then in that case, I will do something.
Okay.
I'll try to use my potency to inspire bravery, I guess.
Okay. And try to up its morale.
Yeah.
You're just trying to raise its mood. You're not trying to like give it like run into battle and kill things kind of thing, right?
No.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know.
No brave heart.
Did you want to just put on natural or?
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Did you want to burn anything before you roll or?
No.
Okay. Go for it.
Prime stat mod plus my yin yang thing of 2.
Right.
And that's it, or is there another plus 1?
No, I think it's just those.
Okay. Oh, that was the plus 1 with my intelligence. Okay. So that's 18 total.
Okay. So that's gonna be all right. I said he's. It's like I guess it's not really a pose because. Yeah. So yes, it's you kind of see a clarity come to its eyes, and it seems to like snap out of it a little bit. What is your effect that comes along with it?
Voices abound you, so I get a random snippet of thought from anyone within 20 foot, but I don't necessarily know who it is.
Okay, so you roll roll d6 real quick.
That's a 1.
Actually, I should have actually let's retcon that. I forgot you're not going to be part of that. So I'm gonna roll a d5. Sorry.
4.
4. Okay. Okay. So yeah, you get a wave of like panicky thoughts from inside. You get a wave of panicky thoughts and thought like the feeling and this like panic of being trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And then something that time, you get the sense it's like time, it's like it's gonna blow.
That's what I was worried about when I heard all that beeping.
Oh no.
See, and right now you're the only person that knows that, by the way. Okay. So yeah, you've kind of like the bear has snapped out of it. And when it's his turn, we'll figure out what he does. Okay. So that was you, right? All right. So Alana, you're up. So you're almost everybody else is now behind the suit. You're still technically in front of it.
Yeah, because it fell. So if I'm looking at it here, it kind of fell boom in front of me, the opposite direction of where I'm looking at it.
Exactly. It fell away
So
from.
I'm going. The funny thing is that I didn't hear those thoughts, but my immediate thought process was, well, now that it's down, I'll just try to pry open the cockpit. Like, because my first thought.
It's funny that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So normally I was gonna have you roll a check to see if you randomly noticed that, but since you're already thinking that, you do notice that when it fell, the metal is warped, the cockpit metal is warped, and it looks like you can see where it touches where the cockpit lid touches the body. There's like a little clamp that engages, and at least the one facing you is wedged out of its little socket, whatever. So these are all terms. I don't know what they are, but connecty thing, no longer connecty thing.
Ledge.
You know that little hooty-doo.
It's still a really heavy
The
door. More than
whatchamacallit
likely
is no longer in the doohickey.
Right.
There's a loose doohickey. So yeah, and you can kind of, in fact, you can even see the gap even where it normally touches is just big enough that you can even see kind of like someone thrashing on the inside. Not enough to tell what part of it is of them. It's just this sliver of something clearly thrashing around on the inside, panicking.
Okay, so as I was saying, I didn't really notice the beeping. My immediate thought was,
sure.
like, when it fell, I'm like, oh, great. I can grab this guy, throw him out, and use the gun against the enemy charging at us. That was my thought process. Now, as I'm going to try to rip up the cockpit, I'm going to assume that I hear all of the beeping now. And am thinking, dang, that sucks.
You're beeping, but it doesn't sound like a bomb about to go off. It just sounds like systems
it just sounds like alarm. Yeah, because I'm going to take that as like I've heard system alarms, and normally system alarms not necessarily means blowing up, but does mean this stuff ain't working anymore. So
well, it's probably at least mean the legs aren't working.
Yeah. So
you notice that the green light on the green light that says armed and ready is still on.
Okay.
On the arm that's not crushed under it. Just
okay.
That makes any influence on your thought process.
Well, it doesn't. I'm just going to try and open the cockpit and grab this guy in some way.
Okay. All right. So you can tell you kind of that it's gonna. You'd have to imagine that normally this is hydraulically adjusted. It's because it would be if you had to if it didn't have manual transmission fluid or whatever, automatic transmission fluid or whatever, it would be like really heavy to lift up. So hopefully, whatever's in there is still engaged. So in fact, and I'll leave that up to the fates. Let's have you roll a luck check.
Oh, okay. Not the good die. This is time for the bad die.
And you can just do a roll on this one.
Just barely. It's
a
12. Yeah, it's a 12 and I have a 13.
There's just enough hydraulic juice left in the lift mechanism that you're able to open it. It self-assists in the opening, even though the metal is grinding. It's gonna take you, though, you realize now there's no way you're gonna be able to get it open and him out this same round. You can do it next round.
Okay.
You just have to hope that the enemy doesn't burst through on this round. You're just not sure yet, but we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Because they will be the very next people to go.
Question for you, while I'm holding this thing up, can I spot potential this is red button to press fire if I need to?
Yeah, and I will say while I can give you a chance to look through that.
Okay.
But so you don't have to spot it. It's whatever hydraulic is holding it, it could go out at some point, but as of now it'll hold itself up.
Okay, so I can kind of
and it's also to the side anyways. There's no gravity pulling directly in the opposing direction.
Okay, that's fair. So I guess like then
I'll let you look this round.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of crouch down and take a look to see if I can find like what would be, because I'm going to assume my character has never touched a Titan
Yeah.
before,
No,
so
you haven't probably seen one, but you do see there's a guy in there who's looking at you incredulously, like,
sup, bud?
and he's sitting in a basically what you see on the inside is that he's in a little like harness
Mm-hmm.
that has little armies and little booties that basically are like smaller versions, like a Russian nesting doll versions of the same outside on the inside. So it's like his physical
Okay.
move everything. And you notice that in his little robot hand glove that he uses to move the hands around, there are like controllers, like little remotes on both the left and the right arm,
Okay.
that he's not physically touching right now because he's too busy trying to like pull himself out of the suit.
Okay.
And he just looks at you and is like, help me. And that'll probably be everything that can happen for you at
Yeah.
that point. All right, so now the first line is gonna bust through. So
The
basically,
first line.
oh yeah, I mean,
Great.
just the only line. I didn't mean to say the first line. I mean, who knows?
I was like, here they all come.
No, you're not sure how many there are. But at this point, it's gonna be. Let me look at here. Why am I rolling fat? That's stupid. I know how many would be that would be the first. Sorry, just checking my. There's three, four. Okay, cool. So three guys wearing very similar armor as the captive you have, that kind of black field plate mail, black and field plate with that green symbol of the green flame on the chest, pop through the front ranks. Interestingly, not all of them have las scepters. That seemed to be a not a common enough resource for them. The three in the front, only one of them has a las scepter. The other two have hand crossbows.
Huh.
And they all kind of take a knee, and you hear in the language you understand. It's your basically again, like the other ones, a kind of a slightly archaic version of your own common tongue. Just as the two crossbowmen are about to fire at Elena, he's like, no, the pilot. Which actually might be saving your life right now.
Yeah, but
Instead, in fact, he kind of like motions to the sides, and the two crossbow guys go to try to flank either side of the. They start out to flank either side of the robot. They're not going to get there in time, and they're not firing at anybody. Well, they're using everything they have to move, so they're going to get within about. They're going to get about to about 10 feet away by the end of the round. They'll be, and they're kind of like branching to the left and to the right. They're basically trying to go around the robot from either side. Whereas the one with the las scepter is staying where he is in the front, aimed at you, and he goes, "You drop it, let go and back out now." He's trying to speak as clearly as possible.
to me?
Yeah. Surrender yourselves and no one has to die.
I'm gonna look at the pilot. Do I have enough time to like react to what he's saying to me?
I mean, only you could do is say something back. That's all
Yeah,
you can always do.
okay. I don't want to talk to him. I want to say to the pilot, and he doesn't have to respond to me now. It's just this is the reaction to what this guy is saying. I'm just gonna look at the pilot and go, if you don't fire, we're all dead. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Gotcha. he manages to get out just to complete the thought.
Nice. Thanks,
"We
bud.
I stay in here, we are all dead." And then the rest of y'all who, if you're from your kind of like cover positions, if you happen to be noticing what's happening, if you're looking at these enemies, you can see there's still even movement ranks behind the ones that popped out. They're just not in the clearing yet, but you can see the foliage moving behind them, the 3 that popped out. And the secondary rank seems to be wider than theirs, so it's probably more than 3 of them behind. Okay, so then we are to, what's that? Oh, the bear. Okay, so bear looks to both Rocky and Elle, and then looks to the creepiest, deepest, dankest part of the foliage of the woods, the part due north, where everyone's been avoiding because it's like you have to squeeze between the trees basically. And just, "Let's go. Only chance." And takes off for that. For the basically the minuscule gap between those trees into the really thickest part of the untraversed part of the forest. Then Constance, having heard, everybody heard what the guy said because they yelled out. Constance kind of replies to them, "We have your man. We will kill him if you don't back down." Then you can also hear him say, I don't worry about me. I'm fine." She's like, "Shut up." And the robot's not doing anything.
Smack with pistol hilt.
So here's a question for you, Elena. When you're talking to this guy and kind of futz around in the cockpit, if I was that guy in there and I was trying to get myself out of my harness, were you positioning yourself in a way where it's like he should be stopping doing that, or?
I was more positioning myself in a way to like try to like unlatch, because I like to imagine. Tell me if I'm wrong, but in my head, I'm kind of imagining more of an archaic like latching mechanism, kind of like, I don't know, a
Yeah, it's a
belt
seatbelt.
on like, yeah, a seatbelt or like a plane
It's
belt
exactly
or
what
something.
it is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
but there's just a lot of them. There's just
I'm
a
yeah, I'm
series of them.
helping him do that, but I'm trying to explain to him like he needs to have his hand, like the idea is like, you need to fire, I will help you get out. Like that's kind of what I'm like futzing while I'm talking to him. I'm like trying to futz with his cockpit seat, like the seat belt.
You are helping. Well, you do
But
also notice, and maybe I didn't make it clear. So his hands are in these like gyroscopic or whatever, like haptic gloves that move the hand portion. So the robot has hands with laser cannons beneath them.
yeah. The
So they're not.
idea is
So
I'm trying to show that I,
I
like,
know.
in good faith, that I'm trying to help him so he can stuff a hand in that right arm and fire it.
So
And
his
he
hands
can
are
still
in the
come
arm, but
out.
here's the thing. So at the bottom, just past his gloves, he's using the gloves right now to try to open the
Okay.
thing. There, but the arms are broken. They're not moving with his arms anymore.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
the cannon's still alive, and you can see that the trigger mechanism for the cannon is that joystick, which is free and clear of his hand. So
Okay.
in theory, unless it's like, robotically keyed to the, some
If
sort of
I
like
don't
electrostatic thing on his glove.
if I don't die at the
In
end of
theory,
whatever is
yeah.
happening here, that's what I'm going for.
There's a nice shiny red button on the top of the joystick for that arm. That's just, little glint of light, ding.
Smack the shiny.
We'll get down to that when it's your turn next. But yes, I just want to make
Does
sure.
the pilot get like out and beyond
He's not out
Danill?
yet. He's having a
Okay. So he's
having
loose, but
wait,
not out.
not loose yet, actually. In fact,
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
This poor guy.
time to find out how much he.
Sorry, you said he gets out. That's
He's not making significant progress. He's like, it's like when the seatbelt gets really stuck, at those worst times when you can't get it. He's like starting to panic too.
Yeah.
He's like starting to like really freak out. All right. So, and the last thing he's able to do, and really can't react to this. I'm just going to give you the last since it's the end of his turn. He's like looking at you. Ilana, he's looking at your character, and he's just saying, "Please, I'm Imperial like you. We have to stick together. You have to help me. Please, I'm not supposed to die here. This is not supposed to be what we're doing. This isn't our job." I was just following the Inquisitor. He's crazy. Anyway, so then that's that. Okay, so then we pop back up to Anel.
Oh, great. So
you're safely behind the nice cover of the robot.
Sure.
Rocky, did you mention anything about the
not yet. I'm going to as soon as it's my turn.
Oh yeah, so you're behind the box.
Well, yeah, would I have known that the bear left?
Yeah, because he announced to everyone and shot across the way. When he did so, in fact, well, they haven't had a chance to react to it yet. You're not sure if the enemy's going to send anyone that direction yet, as of now.
Okay. All right. So just in my head, tighten it on its right arm.
Yeah. Do you want me to draw a little thingy on my thing with that?
No, it's on its left arm. Its right arm is free.
It's on its left arm. Its right arm is pointed out. The guys came and flanked around, and the body opens up like a DeLorean. So you
it opens like straight up. I probably shouldn't have said dull door, but yeah, it opens. But now it's opening on its side since it's on its side. Yes,
exactly. And is it open all? It's opened all the way, so it's like
it's open and open.
I was wondering if
the direction it's open to in the direction of the crushed arm. So
right, exactly. I guess my question is whether or not you have cover. If Elena has cover,
I do not. No,
she does not.
From the door.
I am straight up out in the open.
Yeah,
and
she's
I don't
straight
care.
up.
Well, I just mean from the person
target.
who flanked.
Nah,
the person who's flanking on the side. If you would be able to have cover by that with that door.
Oh no, because the door is open, and actually, all the door is doing is extending your cover right now. In fact,
yeah, it's
cool, great.
It's actually not.
Yeah,
it's just giving you a real extra couple of feet of cover.
Yeah, no, I'm loving it. I'm
also,
loving that.
Keep in mind you're moments away from the two crossbowmen getting past your cover on their. But if on their turn, if nothing has been done, if nothing changes, the two crossbowmen going to either side of the robot will clear the cover for both y'all.
For sure. Cool.
So they seem to have orders not to fire at this point. So seem to.
Is there such a thing as like holding an action?
Yes.
I mean, like preparing to fire.
What do you want to do? Just tell me what you were thinking.
Like the one who is on the bear's side, like where the bear headed off, like be pulled up and prepared to fire boom if somebody starts to make a move, or if Danill is able to fire the gun and then go at the crossbow guy on the bear side, to like hopefully.
So I would say you probably don't know exactly what Danill has planned on the front because you're not really in that area. You're kind of like that's all
for sure. But I would say, I mean, I will also say I would have gone around and tried to fire the gun too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to assume that that's what's happening.
Now,
if the hatch is open, like hopefully like a gun's gonna fire or someone else is gonna fire and I'm gonna shoot that one dude.
Not to be a rules lawyer, but interesting thought brought up by Grape Ape. According to him, there is no holding action in DCC.
There is.
That's
why I have my new initiative system.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
I don't
but
actually know.
also,
That's why I'm asking.
So are we
but I
doing
will
this
allow
on
it because in
Yeah.
my fancy new initiative we are not using currently, but we normally use, that actually solves that problem.
Okay, that's
That's
what I
true.
thought, because I was like, I think that you've written in the ability to
A
have
way to do that.
basically a reaction in a
Right.
sense, but I didn't think. Okay, I was
So I'm
I
going to
was
show you guys
thinking
something
that.
real quick, just so you can just make sure everybody's got the right picture in their heads. This is my John Madden.
Put it in front of
Oh
your
no,
face.
I have to get closer. Hey, let me turn off my
Get it?
back.
Yeah.
That's a screen,
This is
yeah.
my John Madden, is that what we just said?
It is. How do I turn off my
What is that
glasses
game?
on?
Yeah.
Old man needs his glasses.
Madden
Where'd it go?
23.
Yeah.
I want to do no. I want to
BCC
just
Madden 23.
choose virtual background, none. Okay, there we go.
None,
Yeah,
baby.
so okay, let's see if I can. So pretend that, okay, let me see if I can do this. So those are the enemies that just came through. One of them went that way, the other one went that way. There's the big down. Oh my god, my camera's backwards. They're my downed robot. That's the arm facing them. There's the hatch that's open. There's
like a
Danill.
toilet.
There's Rocky. And that arrow is where the bear went.
Okay.
Is that kind of what you
Right.
all have in your head?
Yep.
Okay, I
That's
just want to
pretty
make
much
sure.
what I
Yep.
had in my head.
Does that make sense? My
Yeah.
great drawing.
It kind of
Yeah.
looks like a toilet on wheels.
It does kind of look.
Potty.
It's a porto potty.
With somebody like crawling out of it.
Yeah.
Or about to shoot out of it, like ejector seat style.
Oh boy.
It does look like
Oh
it's
boy.
wheels, which make you guys the wheels. All right, so yeah, so
All right, yeah, all of this to
now the interesting thing
say
is, there is something you do see. I don't know if you'd ever want to use it. I'm just gonna say there is a weird opportunity that's presented itself that I should make you aware of. So as these guys are kind of coming around, they haven't fully made, this guy has not made it past the hatch that's blocking yet. He will on his turn. But when the bear went this way, that drew some eyes this way. This door is extending the cover here. In theory, there's also dense woods this direction that no one's talking about going towards and no one's brought up
Mhm.
because there's no reason to. That probably is that the least amount of attention. It's not going towards anything helpful except for just not the enemy. It's not going towards a destination necessarily you'd want to go to, but it is a direction where there's the greatest opportunity. You almost kind of seize upon an opportunity if you wanted to take it, to possibly get out unnoticed.
Blah.
But that's a very it's a one-time offer kind of thing, pretty much. And you would still have to check to see if you actually pull it off. But there is a decent chance with the attention looking the other way and the weirdness of the door giving you the additional cover. So blocking line of sight even more. Just wanted to throw that out there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay in the back.
Okay.
I want to follow the bear because the bear knows where things are, and like I feel like that's a better.
So the bear is already cleared. He left cover. No one shot at him, and he went in the woods. And apparently, they didn't. At this point, you don't know what they're going to do on their turn. But as of yet, no one tried to pick him off when he was going that way. Maybe he wasn't important enough for them. Who knows?
I don't want to leave you in the front of that machine like that.
Close my eyes.
What are you gonna whisper?
Do it. Just do it.
Smith.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the forest, just clear the trees, and wait.
Are you gonna go the direction the bear went?
The way the direction the bears went, and I'm going to like post up like just beyond to like,
which you can absolutely do. I will throw this out. This is just want to make sure I'm painting the proper picture. If you do that, which you more than likely can pull off, they're totally gonna see you go there. That's fine. They're all kind of basically drawn attention that direction already.
That's fine.
As long as you're cool with that, they're probably not gonna shoot you or get an opportunity to shoot you. But they will definitely know you went that way. As long
Well,
as you're
I feel like it's easier to evade over there.
sure. No, absolutely. I just
And
want to make sure I was painting a proper picture. That makes sense to
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that decision.
Do you
I'm gonna
want to
go over
kind of
there
like,
and then
do you want to double up use your action, also just double the distance you can get in there?
not really, because I don't really want to go that far. I want to go like far enough where it's like, oh, she's gone. But I'm actually like able to boop out and go,
Gotcha.
pew,
So even if the
pew,
bear kept
pew.
running, you're not going to keep running.
No,
Gotcha. I got you.
no,
Okay, cool.
I'm not gonna leave these folks
So
high and dry.
you are you gonna do you want to, because you could the only thing I'll throw is last thing out there, you could try to do it stealthily. I mean, there's
Yeah,
almost
I don't care.
certainty that you're gonna get seen. It's just there's a small
Yeah,
chance that you could, if
let's
you
go
want
for it. I don't care.
all right, cool. So
Come at
you
me,
get across,
shoot at me.
no one shoots at you, except actually no, hang on a minute. So let me do a reaction check on this one. Okay, so you run out and away. Now this is not a planned attack, so it's not going to be a normal to hit roll for him, but that you startle the crossbowman on that side as you clear so much that either instinctually or accidentally discharges his weapon. As you run across, he's probably not going to hit you, but let me see real quick, because he really wasn't aiming at you. He's just
That's not too bad.
what's your armor class off the top of your head?
It is. I don't know what it is. No one's tried to hurt me.
I have it written down somewhere.
12 with
Okay.
the skiing suit.
It's a negative, so he's gonna have a minus. Oh my goodness.
Like an 18.
No, you literally so yeah, so he fires and you're like, oh, that was a near miss. And you get into the woods, and when you kind of get settled in your new position, are you just trying to get a new vantage where you can kind of see out at the action but behind a tree?
Mm-hmm.
You notice that your skin suit is like kind of like impeding your motion around around the elbow, and you realize that through some weird miracle of modern costume design, the crossbow bolt is actually sticking out of the mesh of your skin suit at the elbow, in the skin suit flesh, but not actually piercing your flesh, or maybe piercing enough not to cause damage. It's just kind of hanging loose in your. You have to kind of wedge it out of your thing. It's not a big deal. It's just like it just shows you narrowly got missed.
I will keep that arrow or the bolt.
Souvenir.
You
Stab
can find all
someone.
sorts of creative things to do. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, you get there. And now since you weren't like trying to get that far, did you want to do anything else while you're in there with your action? Because you have enough left over to do so. I mean, not move, but you never took like an action. I mean, you could just be like taking cover. Say again, I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh,
What is your action?
no, just wait. I got it. I see the thing.
Oh.
Okay, cool. All right. So that was a no. All right. So Elena.
Oh, it's my turn. Outside of the
Yes.
toilet bowl, I see. Sorry, it looks
Shiny
like a toilet.
button.
Anyway, so I am so I was struggling at trying to help like this guy. I didn't get a chance to even like roll to try. I'm just gonna look at him and just like put a hand like I don't know, kind of on his shoulder and kind of lean into the cockpit and grab the joystick, and I'm gonna look at him and I said, calm down, focus, I'm gonna end these guys. and I'm gonna shoot it at the oh, did we skip Rocky? Is it between? Is Rocky?
Oh, I am
between
so
me
sorry. I did. I'm so sorry,
All
Rocky.
right, we'll get back to that after these
Come
messages.
back to that thought. Sorry, I wrote it. My thing got smudged on my board.
I don't know why I thought Rocky was just dipping on us.
No. My thing when I was doing my John Madden drawings, I smudged the initiative thing and I missed it.
Were you in
For
front of me?
shame.
Were you supposed to be in front of me?
Oh no, you're first, and now it's a now Rocky, then Elena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
no, it was so Rocky, yeah. So obviously you saw Nell dart past you. The guy hasn't made the clearing yet, but you heard the thwack of a bolt being fired, and to your eyes, it looks like she got out alive, but it looks like for all intents and purposes, you think that Nell was shot.
Mm-hmm. I am as I'm crossing to follow over our personal comms, which I believe that they can overhear what we're saying.
I mean, you can go to 12. You know?
No, I'm not.
You want them to hear.
I'm saying the pilot knows it's Danill. The pilot knows it's going to blow. And then, but as I'm crossing, going toward the foul, the swath and an L, I'm gonna attack the crossbowman that shot an L.
Okay, so you're kind of like
Lucia.
You're darting across, firing, and continuing your move into the forest, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right. So are you doing it?
Or shooting first and then running or whatever I have to do.
Yeah. Did you want to just kind of shoot at the default setting of the weapon?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and are you going to? So I will. No, I guess it wouldn't matter. Are you gonna stop to take a shot, or are you just gonna do it while you're moving and take a small penalty?
No penalty. That's what I was saying. Like whatever I can do, like I'll
gotcha.
before I go or whatever.
No, you can do it like get out, pop it, and keep going. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That is a 12.
All right, I think that might do it. I should know this, but I don't know where I did the little thingy. I said, I'm gonna say it did it because I don't know. That might change later, but because I don't want to have to like find the sheet with their armor class written on it, I'm gonna say that hits. Don't get mad if later on I'm like that didn't hit this time. Well, I'll give you one because I'm too lazy to look it up.
You said it's old. Looks like old school plate mail, so maybe it's like the equivalent of what we got on. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true. Because it's like field plate, so it's not like the full plate armor. It's like actually, yeah, you're right. So you are 12. You said sorry. I was thinking I had the wrong guy in my head. Yeah, you're right. So no, you should have kept quiet. Did you want to juice it with anything? Like luck? You're like several. You're close, but not like super close.
Like 2 points of luck worth.
3.
Okay. Why not? Because I want to give Danill fighting chance to.
Gotcha. And does anybody have fleeting luck anymore? It's just gonna be your permanent, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Right.
So you thwack him. All right. So go ahead and roll your damage die.
1 second. That's a 10.
Oh, that was I guess that was a worthy juicing of the luck, as he just like flies back onto his back on the ground, smoke rising from his neck where you hit him, basically right where the collar of his armor opens up his to his Adam's apple, I guess. I don't know why I'm trying to describe that, but yeah, he's down. You basically just blasted him, and he's probably not getting back up. And you clear into the woods. All right. And you just kind of go where an L is, basically.
Well, I was going that direction. She ran, so she was just out of sight. So, I'm running, assuming that she continued, not knowing that.
Okay, so but yeah, you'll see her once you're in there.
Yeah,
But yeah, you can run past her for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
baby.
right. What?
Hey.
What I miss?
She just went,
Tell
hey,
him.
baby.
Oh. All right, now, Elena. Well,
Sorry.
Can I be
I guess the
heroic
battle lines
now?
have been drawn. I will mention one thing that you would have noticed too. If I mentioned it before, and I'm not sure if I was very clear about it. It seems evident the way this suit is designed that his little haptic suit that he's in, that kind of control stuff, mimics his body movements, but neither arm is moving with his body. So it looks like the weapon is still armed. It's just that you can't it's aimed roughly in their direction. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to be precision aimed, but it is
care.
aimed.
I just want to disrupt
Gotcha.
them.
Just making sure you're aware.
Yep. Fully aware of that. I just want to disrupt these guys. So
that'll definitely do it. Probably.
Back to the top. I'm gonna look at this guy. I'm gonna kind of pat him on the shoulder and just be like, calm down, man. Reach for the joystick and press the button, because I'm like, we're gonna kill these guys. I don't say guys, I say the F word, but this is a family-friendly show, so. And I press the button.
And you're gonna press it, not him?
Go.
Yeah, I'm gonna press the button, and I'm basically trying to encourage this guy to calm down and focus on getting out of the suit so that he doesn't.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
out.
telling him to press the button and you pressed it.
No. I'm telling him to calm down and slowly get out of the suit so that we can both survive this. And I'm gonna use the button to.
All right. So Riley's going to press the button. He's like, "No, it's stuck on overload."
Oh no!
You can make a reflex. Try to stop yourself if you want.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if I stop myself.
Don't stop.
It's a reflex.
And then the clones.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this lucky die.
So you stop just before. So you're not sure. You're not 100% sure you know what that means when he says
I don't know what that means, but do I have enough time to ask?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. What does that do?
You could set the entire woods on fire.
Oh, screw that. Can I press the button again?
Sure.
I press the button again. Don't care.
All right. You hear a very, very calm thwap. Nothing special. Then followed by a report of a loud burst. Go ahead and roll a luck check.
Why not?
This will not be a roll under. This will be a roll over. So either just roll a d20 if you have a modifier added to it or subtract it from it.
Oh, are you freaking kidding me? I rolled a 4.
Okay.
At a 13. So.
A 4 and a 13?
No, I rolled a 4 against a 13.
Oh no, this is different. I have a target number for this one. I'm just trying to. You just roll and just.
I thought you were saying roll over my luck, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, you would not over your luck. Just roll and you add you roll. Give me the number plus any modifier.
It's a 4.
Okay, so you basically the ground shakes just a little bit, not enough to do anything to anybody, but and you're able to see a canopy of flames just above the enemy in the distance, crouching, as basically the treetops immediately above their heads burst and wood shards fly everywhere. And whatever rank that was behind the one that had not become emerged yet, behind that front rank, they all just become suddenly emerge, leaping out of the forest in fear and kind of duck and cover. none of them are
friends.
coming at you in attack mode. They're all like basically jumping out away from a fireball, essentially.
Run away.
Everybody kind of hits the ground. They're all just kind of rolling on the ground, and the guy who had his last scepter aiming your direction fires, not again more of a reflex than a true aiming at you kind of thing.
Okay.
Oh, I think he maybe just barely. So what is your armor class?
It's not on my page.
Oh, it's not. Well, son of a
No.
gun. So you're a 12 plus whatever agility modifier.
So
12
14.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. So that misses you. That's I think let's do a go ahead and I'll let you do it just so I'm not doing all the rolls.
Oh god.
Do a roll under luck check for me.
The roll over did so well. Roll under, you said? Okay.
Yeah,
Crappy
roll
dice,
under your
here we
current
come. Crappy Christmas dice. Son of a... I rolled an 18.
Okay, so you all right, so that was not to see if you got hit. That was just I would normally roll this luck myself. I was just giving you something else to do.
I appreciate it.
So yeah, so there's a nasty acrid smell from inside the cockpit, and a moment later you just realize that he just totally fried the guy in the the pilot.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Straight into his chest.
Him. I killed the beautiful
And almost
boy.
like perfectly ironically, he severed the seatbelt that guy could not get off. So the blast that killed him freed him at the same time.
My heart.
Kind of slumps forward.
Why you gotta do this to me, Clay?
I was gonna propose marriage.
Well, I wasn't gonna go that far, but I was gonna interrogate him.
You got one of them already. In theory, you still have that guy. You're not sure what Constance is doing at this exact moment, but
yeah, but I don't like him. The pilot I could at least, come to trust. This guy is immediate bad guy. He called them over to us.
he did. All right, so yes, so that also
Easier to torture.
In the chaos of what happened, so almost everybody jumped out of the fray. You get to see a better idea of how many people they have. Not including the dead one, who not including the dead pilot or the one that Rocky roasted. There's two of the originals left, and then four more unscathed poured out of the woods, kind of like stumbled out, rushingly stumbled out. What am I trying to say here? And then there's a final one that's on fire. So basically, there's six dazed, frazzled but uninjured of these guys now, and one that's currently on fire and not looking like it's gonna not be on fire. Not gonna get out of it soon. The English language is hard sometimes people to use. All right, so yeah, so they are everybody's out, and it happens to be their turn now. They are thankfully they're dazed, but they're starting to try to come up. They're just like almost just firing randomly now, just firing at the source of their problems. Now, the good thing is they seem very intent on taking out the good and the bad news is they want to take out their biggest source of problems. So some of them are dumb enough to shoot at the laser weapon, but at least one or two of them are firing at you. Elena.
Okay.
So, but they also are not going to be at their full capacity because they are bumbling from having just been like shocked out of the force. So cool. Let's go ahead and deal with the ones that are firing at you first. Okay, that's gonna be because what's your AC again? 14?
Yep.
That one misses barely, also striking the body of the already dead guy, almost insult to injury.
Why you gotta rub salt in the wound?
Which also severs another one of the remaining seatbelts holding him in place. And then the other one, oh my god, that's a fumble.
Yes.
Ooh.
He also shoots the guy in the cockpit.
That's what happens. They barely miss. Now, let's see what it is. Where's my thingy? Here it is.
Is it the last scepter guy that's fumbling?
It's the one who fumbled has. This is one of the new guys, and this one does have a last scepter. Yes. Here it is. Okay. He would be a. What is it with the what's the die for the plate? Oh, here it is. But it's a little bit, so it's D. Okay, gotcha. So that's a. Where are you? Where are you, D16?
It's the funky one that doesn't like to stop rolling, right?
Yeah. All right. So that would be. Well, that's lame. Does it even work? Yeah. No. Okay. That guy's is even more stumbly. So that means if his next attack's going to be even worse than the one he just currently made. Not as fun as shooting the guy in the cockpit, but whatever. Okay. So that guy. So the two that fire you missed.
Good.
The three more that are able to pull off. Let me just do really quickly before I. Okay, so thankfully the weapon had been discharged already, so it wasn't holding a charge in there. But two bolts from las weapons like basically hit the wrist joint of the arm that you use to fire, and it breaks off. The gun and the wrist fall to the ground, leaving a big smoking hole. Did I miss any of these guys? You can hear orders being shouted, and then you can also hear from where you are. All you can probably hear this. There's even responses from people you can't see, so there's probably even more of them in the woods, as it were. It's them. So Bear's on his thing. Okay, and Constance. So Constance rushes in the woods, still holding her prisoner, but now with her hand covering his mouth, so he can't yell. Her one good arm. So suddenly you see as you are running forward, Rocky, and kind of because you were continuing the way the bear was going, right?
Yep.
You see the bear suddenly ahead of you in the woods, walking back towards you slowly and very kind of cowed, very, head down, kind of like almost ashamed looking. And then you notice right behind them are four men that look nothing like anyone you've seen so far. These men are essentially look like almost like Tibetan monks. They have it's two men and two women, all with shaved heads, with strange tattoos on their heads that you've never, of the type that don't ring any bells. With very, nice, very, like walking bow sticks that could also be bow staves, wearing kind of white and yellow, kind of like almost robes over like mummy wraps, almost, like kind of body wrap. They look very kind of, Kung Fu: The Legend Continues or something. Very calm, kind of leading the bear back to where you are. And the one that seems to be possibly the one in charge, one of the two women speaks directly to you, to Rocky. Your character says, "Come with us. Let us help you. We are here to help."
I I I look back at Lucia and I shrug and I look back at them.
Maybe that's a good place to stop. Isn't that right? Isn't this at our time now? That was perfect. I was hoping we get to that point. If that was going to be a thing. Yeah.
You said it was 3 people?
4 of the new ones, you mean?
4 people?
Yeah, there's 2 women and 2
Yeah, the
men.
new ones.
Yeah. All of them dressed pretty identically. You notice that they're I will give you a little few details just to close it out. They all have like sun, looks like they're at the center of their just above on their foreheads, just between their eyes on their foreheads. They have like basically tattoos of a yellow sun on their chests.
That's right, son.
On their chest, they have an open palmed hand. And they also have script in a language you don't recognize, all kind of like at various points tattooed on their open skin. But they look, non-aggressive as much as, they can in the situation, I suppose. And they seem pretty calm for what's happening. But yeah.
The costume designer in me is asking what we're wearing. Are we in like our spacey stuff, or are we in
you guys
like
are in your
what guess?
You guys in your fairly innocuous skiing suits with like basically you're wearing your kind of like I think we had you guys switch from your like you're wearing your kind of like recon clothes, which are very nondescript cloth layer over your kind of skin tight mesh suits.
Yeah.
So they don't, it's basically the type, it's like, the best you can do where you don't know what the natives dress like, but it's going to be the least attention grabbing. It's kind of like it's like
it doesn't look like technologically advanced necessarily.
No, not too much. It's meant to look very neutral. Yeah.
Got it.
They're kind of like, very kind of earth toned, and it's like cargo pants, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like
just for my mental
sure
gymnastics.
Yeah, they're purposely not marked with any insignia. Obviously, you guys still have your seraph tattoos on your side of your head that you don't have a chance to grow your hair in for yet to cover, but that could be anything. All
right.
Oh wow! Hey, guys, the best time. Thanks, guys.
Oh, hi! Apparently it's the best of times and the
Why
worst
were you
of times
talking
all
so
at
much
once.
crap about the Defenders of
Yet
Coldwater?
again.
I really was. I was just telling them how bad they are. They do a show called Danger Strangers. You guys should totally watch it. Totally. I'm in love with it.
It's funny because you were saying the opposite when you were muted.
No. I never said a thing. Don't listen to Clay. He's a liar. But no, seriously.
That's awesome,
Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's appreciated. Sorry it's right at the end where we're wrapping up talking about
No, they're not sorry it's at the end. They were like,
they're
thank
not
God
sorry.
we're at the very end.
Yeah, exactly. They're all ready to go to bed. We're sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to do next. But thank you for pointing out that I was muted. That's going to be really funny in post to try and fix.
Do you have the original? Do you record the original Zoom feed too? Because you could probably supplant that.
No, I don't. I really should start. But I'm also not used to being on camera. This is not what I do normally. I
messed you up. I threw you a curveball.
Especially because
I have to
text and
You're
stuff
doing
and
double
talk to
duty. Thank
people
you
in
for doing
chat.
double duty
So, you know, I have to mute myself or you hear
No,
like
no.
I just you don't want
And
that.
thank you so much for picking up the slack tonight for
No, it's great.
No, it's
your
fun.
your truant brother.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, he should show up sometimes. But I appreciated it. I kind of was partially trying to kill off my brother's character because he's not here. He can't say no. So I was a little bit trying to be suicidal just for the fun of it. It's also more fun to play that way.
That's what you get.
Yeah. If he was here, he could play his character. Because I don't know what
He would have
Danill
done the
is supposed
same
to be
thing, I'm
like.
sure.
Oh, I
Yeah.
doubt it. I doubt it. He's
Well, that's
smart.
so cool that people popped in. I had no idea. I don't know how these raids work. I just know that it happens every now and then.
They just come in, say hi.
Were they like doing something else on a different channel? They're like, hey,
Yes.
before we end. Okay, they weren't
Yeah.
like, hey, let's all get together and
Yeah,
pop open.
we're all gonna pop in all at once. Yeah, no. They all.
Because that's what I'm
are-
gonna start doing.
Oh, geez, another one came in at 27. Yo, Phoenix, thanks.
Who do we get?
Phoenix Suwahi. I'm gonna butcher your name because I don't know how to say that. Phoenix Iwaki.
I guess I should get a Twitch feed at some point. I would know what's happening.
I've posted it in Zoom chat. You just told me no. I don't want to look at it.
No, I
but-
don't like. I always get concerned that,
Mhm.
and I feel like one person telling me I'm an idiot would be enough to like throw my game off for the entire, even more than it normally is.
And you'll be like, game's over, gotta go to bed.
Like,
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I hate this because like now we've got, I don't know, 30 something people hanging out in chat and I don't know what to do because we're done. Do we just send you somewhere else? Do you want to go somewhere else? I'm sure I could find something.
Send them to the Phantom Zone.
I'll send them to I'll send you to 20 sides to every story. How about that? We'll leave. We're gonna head out. So
Thank you,
carrying the
everyone.
raid, thank you so
See
much.
you
You
next
guys are the
time.
best.
This is fun, guys.
Yeah. And thank you for having me on, Clay. Maybe
Thank
this will
you
be a
for
recurring
being
thing.
on. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, you can be here as much as you want.
I'm honestly at the point where I do want to try to kill off my brother's character just
well,
to
don't do
hand him
that.
a dead character when he comes back. But anyway, we're out. Thank you. Have a good
Got
night.
another one
Guys.
in cold storage.
Yeah. Say
Bye.
hello to
That's
20
true.
sides to every story for us. Bye-bye.